thank you for helping us with the sound. That helps a lot. But that also means that you guys will have to reintroduce your characters, description of what you look like, who you are, and what kind of position you have. So, Gar, if you would like to give it a second try.
Okay, Garn is a bugbear druid who looks more like a bear than a man, and used most of his time in his shape-shifting form. He's chieftain of the bugbears. He's a very silent type. His advisor usually do the talking if he's nearby, which I get to roleplay. Yay! And he's an upfront guy. Like, he will head into the combat first-handed if necessary.
And then we have Harmony.
Well, second chance, first impression. Yes.
Hi.
Harmony is. You almost never get that. Harmony is a water genasi girl. She's a tiny girl that runs around in a big white dress and is a little bit crazy, maybe. She's been around for a while. She's the ambassador of DnDanmark, and yeah.
And then we have Tara.
And she has a friend.
Which is Tara? Oh, wait, sorry.
Friendship
I muted you, Tara, so I'm just going to unmute you. There you go.
Okay. I'm this dancing lady, and thanks for taking my line. I'm this dancing lady that is the best friend of Harmony, and just like to follow her around. I like big, long dresses, especially blue ones. And I have white hair, quite long, and I like to use a sword.
And then we have Torpo, played by the mechanic.
Yeah, I'm a little tiny kobold. I'm the keeper of flame and sorcerer, so I like spells. And I look like kind of a lizard thingy.
Thanks for the follow. Hysteria. Alright, and then we have Tyrrell.
Yes, Tyrrell is the one-footed elven knight, badass fighter, with a little bit of warlock.
And a pig
he's a
foot.
wood elf. Yes. Unlucky fighter. Well, I guess.
Unlucky, it's, it adds character.
He's a great fighter who always saves the day in the end. A noble knight, rarely seen without his armor and his trusted mates. Actually, they're worn, and then he's a follower of the Bloodlord.
Now, I have no intention of just, killing you guys. So, therefore, I'm just setting up some calculations so I can make sure that I don't throw an encounter that's too difficult for you. Because all the encounters are actually made for a party of 6 players. But you are only 5 today. So we are going to do like this. Alright. Now, yeah, that would kill you, so that's not gonna happen.
Okay.
We're going to start out with a bit of between episode stuff. I have asked you players some stuff about this session, but also about your group, about your party, and about this alliance. Because with us we have Garn, that is who's the leader of the Bugbears. We have Harmony, who's the ambassador of Daedaloth. Torpo, who is the leader of the Kobolds. Tyrrell, who is representing the Devils. And then we actually, you four have a 5th ally, which are the Tieflings. And I asked you what name you would give this alliance. In other words, what name would you give your party? On top of the list, the name is the Syndicate. And I would like to know if there are any objections to you calling this alliance and your party for the Syndicate.
I mean, I would prefer Harmony's minions, but fine.
Oh, shut up!
Just saying.
If you choose to name Harmony's minions, I'll be proud.
Harmony's minions is almost at the bottom. So no objections to the Syndicate apart from this?
No,
No.
we are the Syndicate.
You are the Syndicate, an alliance of 5 Underdark nations that are working together to expand and grow into a force that will be able to take over the surface world.
To save the world.
Indeed.
Several
From climate change, earthquakes, floods, droughts. It's horrible. You've already experienced fires and earthquakes, flooding, and air that's tried to assassinate you.
And water that's trying to assassinate us.
And flooding.
Yeah.
I thought about the gelatin cubes.
Oh yes, the ooze.
Lots of booze.
Lots of ooze. That is in previous episodes that you can check out. For this game, though, this episode is Into the Abyss, which covers a journey where you are traveling from one point to another. And I haven't decided from where to where. That's actually up to you guys. Where are you traveling from? Where are you traveling to? And why are you traveling?
The moon.
The start of the road to the end of the road, because that's the way it goes.
In a galaxy far, far away.
No, I don't want to do that again. That part has been taken.
So we have the moon, we have road.
The end of the road, or the beginning of the road, depending on how you see it. Maybe.
I mean,
road
the moon could be a metaphor for the Shadowfell.
Sure. Okay, we'll go with that. That's fine.
Well, the moon is some good aligned badass drow that don't exist, so
Well, you're in the Underdark, you can actually see the moon, so you're going towards a fantasy or something. You're going towards this realm of shadows, of darkness, where the theocracy of Daedaloth is, which is where Harmony comes
trying
from.
to find the shadow in the darkness.
Yes. And to reach it, you have to cross through Darkland, a shadow crossing, and that requires you to travel down a road from the beginning to the end of the road through the Underdark. And the journey is expected to take 1 to 2 weeks.
Oh, so take the fast road.
That depends. But first, before we're talking about the fast road, I would like to know how many of you are traveling and what kind of transportation do you have? Do you have carriages? Do you have mounts, or are you walking by feet? Do you have guards with you? Do you have wagons with goods with you, or do you have your court with you? Or
I have a couple of guards and a servant. The 3 guards and a servant, because last time 2 guards wasn't enough.
Hey, so let's bring 1 extra.
And yeah, and we are walking by foot. Me and my.
I'm walking.
Yeah, I think I'm skipping along. Hop, skip, jump.
I think I'm dancing around you,
Yeah.
just taking your hand. And
Come on,
it's a long way, I know,
party
but-
girls.
And we can look for fungus on the way.
Be serious.
it's a marathon dance.
Yeah. Just dance.
Now, is this going to kill you?
What
What?
kind of
What
stuff?
kind of-
What do you wear? How many?
She's mostly in a white flowy dress.
I like it.
Yeah.
I compliment you for your choice of dress.
Mm.
Anyone else has a dress?
Totally not.
Torpo had a
Nope.
red robe.
Yeah, my robe looks
Ooh,
like a dress.
cross-dressing homemade.
Okay, I run to you and I take your hands and I just try to spin around you.
Oh my god.
And I'm flying.
3 guards, you say?
Yeah.
I can't touch my character.
Just going to get killed.
Yeah, just kill those 3.
No. The rest of you are going to get killed.
Oh.
Yeah, that's no good. What if I do like this?
Okay, then I just have a pet black dragon. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, okay, maybe it's because I wrote down that you're 10 level 1s, 9 level 1s, 5 level 2s, and 4 level 1s. Just going to try again.
Pella needs permission to access
Touch his
terror sheets.
character.
Yeah.
That's not my problem, because we don't actually use Roll20. Roll20 is for between sessions and not for
But-
when we actually play. So I am not at all on Roll20.
Okay.
Can I do like this? No. Can I do like this? Alright. I'm going to have to do like that.
If we're gonna get killed, I'm not joining. I'm gonna stay behind.
I am just modifying it so that it fits for 5 players instead of 6 players. And for whatever NPCs you're adding as well. So Harmony and Terra are... well, Harmony, you're traveling with Terra on foot. And Torpo, you're traveling with a servant and 3 guards. That's 5 kobolds
On foot.
on foot. How about Garn and Tyrrell?
Well, it kind of depends on why we are going, where we are going.
You are going to Daedaloth. Why you're going there is up to you guys.
I kind of need to know that because it depends on who I'm bringing. Like, if it's just for fun, then I'm not going to bring anybody. But if there's a purpose, then maybe some guards, apprentice, advisor.
Well, are you going there for fun or are you going there on a purpose?
I'm going there to kill them all. So, army.
Okay, Tyrrell is bringing an army of devils. How many devils, Tyrrell? Yeah, be careful what you joke with.
That's correct. That's correct. So at least a squad of devils. Never go walking alone into an
Squad, a tiny squad of 3 or a big squad
20,
of 4?
12 guards.
12 guards. You have an idea of what type?
No.
I'm thinking... what will we throw in? Maybe you should keep an eye on the chat as well. Maybe somebody in the chat has some ideas for what kind of devils. 12 devils, not too OP. Bearded devils, 12 bearded devils.
Bearded dragons. Tiny creatures.
What's the wall of the bearded devils again? I have it written down somewhere. Alright. And why are you bringing 12 devils with you?
Protection. Last time it didn't win so well, I guess. After all, I was attacked in a way, but then again I survived. But
All right, so it's more of a guards for the journey, not guards for
Yeah.
when you arrive there.
yeah.
And have you figured out what your purpose of this journey is?
I guess it's the purpose would be diplomacy, treating, make sure the alliance is kept.
It does kind of make sense. I mean, Torpo is not exactly the leader. There's a red dragon that's the leader, but represents the red dragon. Tyrrell represents Nero, the Bloodlord. Garn is the actual leader, and Harmony is the ambassador that can introduce you to the actual leader of Daedaloth, as such. So yeah, that makes sense. Does that answer your question, Garn?
Yeah. Then I'm gonna bring my advisor, my apprentice, and 4 guards.
We are a lot of people.
Of course, you are the leaders of an alliance made out of 5 countries. Thinking that what is this? This is 5 kobolds. It's 7 bugbears, a genasi, 2 elves, and 12 devils. It's actually not that much for a convoy of 4 leaders. And how do you two travel, Tyrrell and Garn? How do the devils travel? The Barbazu, as they're called.
If I travel as a giant spider, is that one use of shapeshifting?
Yes.
Yeah, what the heck. I'm traveling as a giant spider.
Can we ride on your back? Then
If
we
you
are
want, you can
three or four.
have other steeders, as they're called. Steeders are giant spiders that you can use as mounts.
Yeah, we want to, because we have tiny feet.
Yeah, but you're kobolds. You don't need steeders. They're too large for you. You just need big, smaller versions.
Yeah,
Like you can
But-
ride on my guards,
Pony-
but you're not
ponies,
riding on
yes.
me because I'm the chieftain.
yeah.
Ew.
Can your guards shapeshift as well?
At least one of them can. Or my apprentice, he's a druid too. Use him. I don't care. Just don't ride me. That's not cool.
I ride your guards, and my guards ride your apprentice.
The kobolds, if you want, the kobolds can have spider mounts.
No way.
Then it has to be
I'm
named
walking.
Paul.
I was kind of trying to give them ooze mounts last episode, but just attack the oozes.
I have a spider mount called Five Leg.
Bob.
Five Leg.
All right. What about
No, all the spiders in my house is named Bob, so Bob.
No, it's the last leg
Bob.
that's called Bob. The spider
We are
itself
we are
called Five
we are
Leg.
in the Underdark, so I guess a good mount will be actually giant lizards.
Yes, giant lizard is also a possibility.
But I look like a lizard.
So you have
A lizard riding a lizard.
I'm not a lizard. I'm an elf, and we are elf
True.
and devils.
so Torpo is riding a spider mount called, what was it?
Five Leg, and the last leg is called Bob.
What about it?
5
What?
lick. And you say there are 5 of these spider mounts since you're 5 kobolds?
No, I have a mount. The other ride something else. That what they find.
They don't just
can join on.
find something.
They ride on.
Take 2
Not
legs
a-
of the spider.
The kobolds are riding on spiders.
Yeah.
On
Said that.
big giant spiders. And the bugbears are, 2 of them are druids, and they are transformed as spiders, while the other 5 are marching on foot. And then we have the wood elf and the barbazu. How do they travel?
Giant lizard.
Giant lizards. Sure. All right. How fast are you traveling? Are you traveling at a your normal traveling pace, or are you pushing forward, trying to travel really fast to reach your destination quickly, or are you taking it slow and enjoying the sights on the way?
Are there nice sights? Like, is it like the hills or?
No, it's all of the whole campaign takes place under dock,
Okay.
underground.
Are there some like nice caves with some fungus lights and?
We will find out over the course of the next few sessions.
Right.
Ooh.
Well,
I rode right normal pace.
Yeah.
We are traveling in total darkness.
Yes, you're traveling darkness because you can also see in dark. You don't need light sources.
Ah.
So you're traveling at normal pace. You don't really have any light. From time to time, you do light fires to cook some food or to get some heat, but you don't do it for the light. How about the marching order? Because on your journey, the road that you're following isn't always wide enough for all of you to stand next to each other, especially with the amounts you have. So this caravan that you have now set up, in which order do you travel?
I'm in front. I'm a chieftain. I'm in front.
I'm next to Harmony.
Yeah, we're just around the middle, I guess. Like,
I'm also around the middle.
And guess we are taking up the rear then? Fine, we are taking your... No problem, we just
You don't take my rear.
So the bugbears
Sure.
are up front, the devils are in the back, and Harmony and Terra are dancing in between all the kobolds and the giant spiders.
Yeah.
It's like I'm bumping them on their heads, just like a gentle touch. Like,
I knew it, I needed to learn Magic Darkness. Just because I need to cast it anytime.
Garn, what's your survival score? What's your bonus on survival?
Let me see. Probably not that good. 2.
2, alright. Since the bugbears are in front, they are also the ones leading the way. Well, not necessarily. Unless Harmony wants to show the way. What's Harmony?
is that a
show me
hint?
the
It
way.
sounds very much like
I don't know.
saying.
It depends. What's your bonus on survival, Harmony?
My survival is 4.
You have 4.
Show me the
Garn
way.
has 2. And yes, Harmony, could you please roll a survival check?
21.
All right.
So awesome.
What do you do with food on this journey? Because now you are quite a number of people and mounts. You're going to need food
See,
and water.
you just said it. We're quite a number of people.
Mhm.
we start at 10, now we're 9.
We start to eat the kobold.
Ew.
Nasty.
Don't we have some druid that can make like berries?
Nope.
Okay.
You
do it.
need food
I'm not here.
you need food for you need 62 rations per day. That's 620 rations for the whole journey.
62 rations per day. Oh yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of.
There's a lot of berries.
That's really a lot of berries.
Well, I guess we can find something on the way.
Okay.
That like wildlife underground.
Who would do that? I don't imagine the leaders going out to do that, or the guards to go go out do
I
that.
sent my servant as we ride along. My servant is trying to see if
All right, so there's one kobold. I don't think one kobold can find food for 62
but
rations per day.
it's a
but
help.
Yeah, it's a help, indeed. Anyone else?
I think I use it as an exercise for my apprentice, along with my guards.
Find food or die.
Yeah.
'Cause
All right, so sure, the bugbears are up front, but they are also the ones who go hunting. Bugbears
But
are
only for the bugbears. Only for the bugbears. Screw the rest of the party.
Well, six devils are yeah. 12, so 6 1, 6 guard.
all right. Anyone else?
I mean, is there any fungus?
And we destroy all fungus you see.
Bugbears are actually pretty good at this kind of thing. You know, hunting, especially the whole ambush, hit and run. They're good at that. And they do like to do that. Could you, Garn? Could you roll? Just roll one survival check. Yeah, roll one survival check.
19.
Alright, and the kobolds. Well, what's your survival score?
2.
You got +2. Okay. Well, you're pretty good at doing this, but your advisor isn't. Can you also roll a survival check, but with a -2?
Hey!
13.
Well, it's,
All right. The bugbears have no issues with food, but Harmony has no issues with food either. But the kobolds and Terra and the devils don't have issues with food either. So Tyrrell, Terra, and the kobolds and the mounts have some food issues.
Is that like an eating disorder?
Well, on the first day of your journey, you travel, and at one point you set up a camp. The bugbears, they leave to go hunting. The kobolds send out a single kobold, the advisor, to find food. Comes back empty-handed. The bugbears, they're eating, but the rest of you don't really have anything.
well, as told, 6 was out, 6 devils were out, so they have a 19, but we are supplying ourselves.
Who?
The devils?
The doles?
Devils.
The
The devils? The devils don't need to go hunting.
Oh. But still, I need food, so.
Yeah, and the mounts need food, but the devils don't care about that. The devils.
But still, they are doing what they are told.
They're doing
When I
what
see
they're doing what they're supposed to do within the confines of the contract that they've signed.
Okay. Fair enough.
That sounds very lawyery.
That's devils for you.
Cool, fair enough.
When I see
To-
my servant comes back empty-handed, and sent the next day I sent 2 guards with.
Tyrrell
more.
and Terra, do you have any rations in your equipment?
I don't know what I had before I joined this journey.
All right. Tyrrell,
Yes,
do you have any rations in your inventory?
yes.
Tyrrell, you can remove 1 ration from your inventory.
Garn feels bad for the lady in blue, so he gives her something for the first date.
the bugbears haven't returned yet. Because bugbears, you travel out to find food, and you come upon a cave. No, I'm not gonna do it like that. You bugbears, you have gone out to find some food, and Tyrrell, you're eating your rations. The kobolds are trying to scavenge something, struggling a little bit. Tara is getting a little hungry, and Harmony, what do you do?
Well, I don't know. We have a lot of people and animals with us, so bunnies.
Well, Harmony, you at some point you get a little away from the rest of the convoy to find your own dinner, and instead of dinner, you encounter an omen.
What?
An omen.
Omen.
Yes, you have seen this before in your journeys throughout the elven forest on the surface. As you are here in the cave, a little away from the others, you suddenly see a ferret, which is quite uncommon down here in the Underdark. But this ferret has a ribbon that looks like one of the ribbons from your that's in your hair. And you've seen such woodland creatures before in the elven forest with these ribbons, and every time they have been some kind of omen for you. But you still haven't learned exactly how to decipher them. Before you can react and catch it or do whatever you want with it, it darts away. What do you want to do?
So I've seen it before, but I never knew what it meant, and now I've seen it again.
Yes, but it's not always a ferret, but it's always some kind of woodland critter with a colored ribbon.
Is there a chance that I'm turning into a Disney princess?
Yes, there is a chance you're turning into a Disney princess.
Because that would be amazing.
You do have the pretty dress, and now with the animals and the ribbons, and it's hopping along down
A Disney
tunnel.
princess that's a vampire?
Do you burst out in song and follow the critter?
Yes. Will it help? Will it come back if I start singing?
I don't know. Make a
I
performance
am a
check.
bard.
That sounds so messed up.
A performance?
Yes. Yes, she is a
let
bard.
me
She's
try.
pretty good at singing.
18.
Not a very good roll, but sure. You start singing like a Disney princess, traveling down this tunnel, and the whole scene turns into a. There is only this one critter, and it keeps eluding you and jumping away, and as you go sing your way through this tunnel, the tunnel lightens up into more and more and more until you end up in a large cave where the critter completely disappears, and this cave is filled with bioluminescent fungus.
Yay!
But at the same time, just as you've entered in song, everything is full with color and light. But when your song ends, everything seems dim and grey. And can you please do a nature check?
And sad.
18.
You look around and you see that the cause of this darkness, this dimness, is due to the lack of water. Now, I mentioned climate change, and clearly this is a prosperous, a lush fungus cave, or at least it once was. Now it is suffering from a drought, and these fungus have a hard time getting the liquids they need.
Okay, have we passed any water recently? Do I have an idea where water is available? Do I just start digging?
You probably won't be able to dig for water, but there is water
Can I do
nearby.
the thing where you have a stick and then you just walk around until you find water, like in cartoons?
Well, you know that there's water nearby because you're actually following the southern shores of the Dark Lake, which is this underdark sea kind of thing.
Okay.
And It is not too far away, but it would still require you to build some kind of irrigation system in order to get water to this cave.
You can do that with bamboo sticks. I've seen it on 9gag.
As far as you know, you do not have access to bamboo sticks here in the Underdark.
Damn. Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to the rest of the people and tell them about this document.
As you come back to the camp, you notice that the bugbears also return, and they return with some food. They have some lizards, they have some beetles, and they have some fungus that they can prepare to eat. While Till is eating his rations, and the kobolds are still struggling to find food. The bugbears offer, by command of their chieftain, they offer Terra some food. So it's only it's they cook up the lizards and then they serve it on a platter with some fungus, edible fungus.
I ate it.
And that leaves only the kobolds with no food.
Oh,
How many rations?
Do you have 5 rations to spare?
Yeah, I have 10 rations total.
So enough food for
Yeah.
for 2 days and no food for the mouse. Did I write down what pages? As you're eating dinner, Harmony, she tells you the story of this critter that she found and how she sang her way through the tunnels and arrived to a cave filled with fungus that is suffering from thirst and drought.
it's very sad. Maybe it's even edible. Who knows?
Garn, can you do a nature check?
Sorry.
Nature check.
Nature check.
$19.
From the stories that Harmony tells you, you're pretty sure that the fungus she found is edible, but that the cave will probably die out within a year or so.
We should fix it.
Fix it!
Yes. Now.
Apparently there's no one who's as enthusiastic to save the plants as you are, Harmony.
I will sing and dance a compelling story to make them 21 in performance.
The second song of the movie is the water princess trying to convince the rest of you that you should save the fungus.
Oh my god. So, first we need darkness, now we need silence too.
Well, Garn is already behind Harmony.
So-
Like, yeah, whatever. Let's do it.
Let's save some fungus.
So you wanna save some fungus?
Yes,
Why?
because fungus, okay? And it's edible, and it's probably fun,
Again, why?
because it would be so sad if it died.
Everything dies.
Technically, I guess. But sometimes it's nice to get a delay in the deathness of things. You know?
No.
Some of us thinks that.
Well, some of us are wrong then.
Are you saying I'm wrong?
Always.
Ooh, so bad there's no PvP in this game.
So the devils are not supporting the Harmony's plan. How about the kobolds?
We didn't hear Harmony's plan. We was busy eating.
Eating what? Oh yeah,
Rations.
rations. Tried rations.
Can't it just modify memory on everybody to make them realize that fungus is amazing and everything good in their life came from fungus being amazing and that's why we need to save it?
Mushroom stew is a pretty good.
That's a good question.
Because, I would.
But mushroom stew tastes pretty good.
Sure, all of you roll a wisdom saving throw.
Well, all the people against me, the rest is fine.
Anyone who does not support Harmony's plan, roll a wisdom saving throw.
Fair enough.
I support.
And remember, if you have advantage on enchantments or charms or such.
This is charmed, and then I don't care at all.
Are you immune to charm?
Yes. My rod.
That's true.
I won't. Then it's just my devils.
You have to look
And
into
they
that.
say a natural 20 on this.
Okay.
22.
They are following the contracts by the letter. There's nothing in the contracts about building an irrigation system to a cave of fungus. They're here to protect Tyrrell, and that's what they're going to do. Nothing more, nothing less.
I look at Harmony and I eat mushroom stew.
Well, you can eat mushrooms. I'm not like against eating mushrooms.
So who rolled
But
a saving throw and failed?
No one, it seems.
All right. So Harmony, you're trying to get your way, and the only one that needs convincing is actually the devils, and you're trying to convince them that the whole journey was not about going to Dedeloff, but it's about building this irrigation system. But you can't seem to break through their abyssal contract, which means
Then I
that
will
you
stomp the
only
ground
have
and
the
look
others.
super upset about it.
Yeah, you only have the others' support, which does leave. What do the devils do while the others are building an irrigation? Well, no, sorry. There's another possibility. Torpo.
Mm-hmm.
You are not far from Grakelstock. You're not far from your home. And
No.
if you do support Harmony's plan, you could send word to the kobolds that they should travel over here and start building an irrigation system from the Dark Lake over to these fungus caves in order to set up these fungus fields to gather
Yeah,
food.
yeah, I want to do that.
That sounds like a good plan. Save the fungus. That's a good hashtag.
Which
And the
means
group, and the group are called Fungus Savers.
No.
but this means that one of your guards will be gone for at least 2 days.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right. Well, you discuss all this, and Harmony, you have the kobold support, and the tribe of Tempest Shout, the keeper of the flame, Torpo, sends out one of his kobold guards to ride back to Karakelstock to start this project of building an irrigation system from the Dark Lake to the fungus caves. And this kobold guard will rejoin the party 2 days later.
Problem is over. Easy.
Yeah.
What
Which
do
means
say?
that you continue your journey, and
Is it possible to take some of the fungus with us? Because somebody doesn't have food, it
Yeah.
might be a good idea.
Yeah, I was
the
thinking
food
like
that's
Do we know how long time we have to travel?
1 to 2 weeks,
I think the moon is very far away.
depending on how you travel.
House all the fungus. Then there's nothing, no problem at all.
No.
All the fungus.
Yes,
No, not all of it.
just 99%. Okay.
Wait.
What shall we call it?
Then we can make a large ball of.
I'll be nice.
Close.
You investigate the cave, and it's a cave with ripple bark. Ripple bark is a shelf-like fungus that resembles a mass of rotting flesh. And it is surprisingly edible. Though it can be eaten raw, it tastes better roasted. And you gather enough food for... Most of it is not very... Oh, that was a bad roll. Not very good because of the drought and so forth. But you end up having, for the whole group, 12 rations of food, which is enough for 6 of the 18 mounts. A third of the mounts.
That's cool.
If you want, I'll allow that your mounts... No, because the spiders don't eat it. The giant lizards don't eat it either.
We are unprepared for this journey.
Yeah, we are not prepared at all.
So you have 12 extra rations, which
Okay, that's better
I've
than enough.
noted down, but nothing for the mounts yet. On the next day, you continue your journey, and Harmony, I would like you to roll a survival check.
24. Natural 20.
You continue your journey following the southern shores of the Dark Lake through the Underdark, through these tunnels, with the bugbears in front and the devils behind.
Mm.
And by the end of the day, the bugbears stop the caravan at a swampy area, an area where the Dark Lake doesn't actually flow in, but it does create a kind of muddy, dirty, swampy area, which will take you about a day to travel through.
Awesome.
You therefore decide to rest up before you venture out into this muck, which is the muck is actually also part of the climate change. It's due to this flooding of the Dark Lake that flows into this dirt area. Also a reference to the elementals, water and earth.
Yay.
Hey. But yeah, you end up in the same situation. You have no food. Well, you have 12 rations of food. So enough for Terra
Oh, that's terrible.
and the kobolds.
If I polymorph someone, can I eat part of him?
I don't think it will be
Pleasant.
That appetizing?
I don't think it is an acceptable course of action.
Well, if we like find a worm, I can like polymorph it into like a T-Rex. We got a lot of food.
The problem
I don't know
is
if it
kill
works.
the T-Rex and go back to the worm.
Yeah, but it has a lot of HP as a T-Rex.
So you want to keep it alive while you eat it?
Yes, I want to roast.
Okay. Fair enough. Cool.
I don't know if it works like that, but
On the second evening, you notice the elven singer, Harmony's friend, is playing around with a worm. And could you do a performance check, please?
I'm just like I'm gonna start with something smaller than a T-Rex. So I'm gonna start like worm, be a cat.
He's a worm singer. Okay.
Performance, you say?
Yes. Well, apparently Harmony and her friend are performers. They're both Disney princesses, and now this one is
20.
singing the animals into larger beasts that you can then
Consume.
consume. Yes,
22.
which means that you end up having a feast also for the mounts, so that you have food enough for your second day.
Great.
Magic food. It's like a microwave.
What?
On the third day, you start traveling out into the muck. And it is muddy and swampy. Swamp is already a little dirty, but this is mud, so it's actually worse. And a lot of you are walking on foot. It's mostly Tyrrell, the devils, and the kobolds who avoid getting dirty, while the rest of you, yeah. And Tara, your dress becomes quite
No!
dirty.
I have some water. I bet I have some water somewhere.
No, you drank it all.
I only have shape water. I cannot make water. I am really upset about my dress right
Do you have mending?
No.
Oh. You
Really?
are upset
I
about
just-
your dress.
I just look at myself and like, what did I do in magic school? Mending? Why not?
And she has
Why
like
didn't
her
I-
dress up, trying to avoid it getting dirty.
Why didn't I go to the classes about mending? Damn it.
It was way too easy.
I attended the Warriors. God dang.
And you failed.
Okay, I wanna cut off some of the dress so it doesn't like drag on the. And I wanna make a bandana with it, so I like cut it off, just wipe it clean, and then just tie it around my head so the dress is on my head.
Interesting. Your dress on your head.
I'm not leaving any evidence of my appearance here. Stop looking at me.
Why should I be? At all.
I'm just really upset about my dress is messed up. And my shoes. Just look at my shoes. Come on.
Oh yeah, your shoes too.
I bought them, in a city that once flew down and we had to, save the city. Those boots are from that city. So I cannot buy them again,
Well, you can buy some other shoes.
But it's not the same shoes.
I'm just gonna go get a book, and then we'll get to the next event.
I'm gonna get some chips.
And we have 3 left.
And I'm going to get some new friends.
Friends, I'm not friends with you.
I know.
Now I'm
We're just
sad.
allies.
Really? No. You're just enemies I haven't killed yet.
Just creatures I'm waiting to assassinate. Step.
Just try and you will die.
No, I'm with the kobolds. They're like cute little creatures you can buzz around.
Okay, so
Listen to me, Torquil. I love you, but
You are with the kobolds. A
Oh, yeah.
weak bunch of minions who always follow the strongest.
oh, Torquil, don't be upset.
They have just a little more spine than a goblin.
As you
Still alive.
yes, you are on the third day. You venture out into this muddy, swampy area, which completely ruins your dress. And Tara's very upset about it. Also about her shoes.
Talk about it.
Oh my god.
How many do you have mending?
Mending? Oh, that doesn't seem like me.
A
me check.
cantrip called mending. No, it doesn't. But...
No.
So yeah, your dress is also ruined by the
more
mud.
like vicious mockery, and
You're much more verbal.
I can use shape water, so I guess I can like remove the water from my dress, but it's still
Then
gonna be
just
dirty.
dried out mud.
Then it will dry it out.
Yeah.
No,
That's not helpful.
we don't got a washing machine.
But we could do facials, mud masks.
Nah,
You know, remove the dead skin cells.
I'll pass on that one.
So Harmony becomes invisible. During your journey,
The problem is ruin dresses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big problem. Hello.
No.
on the third day, you at one point the kobold that you sent back Torpo comes riding back on his spider, and the spiders kind of cling to the walls to avoid the mud, and he has this harness so that he's attached to the spider, and he's riding up.
Can we cling to the wall to avoid the mud?
Well, you can. I don't know if
Yeah, I
if
was
Tara
thinking, well
has.
then I'll do that.
You see one of the spiders, you go like, but no, I got mud on my dirt. No. You start, clinging to the wall as well. Strangely enough, Harmony can travel, on the walls as fast as if she was walking. I don't know if you can do that as well, Tara.
I can try.
And
Oh,
how
no.
many isn't a 90-degree angle on the wall?
Do you have
Okay.
spider climb?
I just see her try that, and it's just like, okay, maybe you can do that here. So I just walk. But
Here we go.
Garn is following Harmony just to like protect her a bit, just in case.
So you got these tunnels with mud, and then you got devils. You've got bugbears walking through the mud, and then you got bugbear druids transformed as spiders climbing on the walls, followed by kobolds on spiders also climbing on the walls, with Harmony on the wall, Terra in the mud, and then you've got the devils on their giant lizards so that the devils don't get dirty, as well as Tyrrell on his. And Tyrrell, you notice this kobold coming riding on his spider behind you, and as you look over your shoulder, you
Oh
suddenly
no,
see
a kobold is attacking!
this mixture of a spider and a scorpion drop down from the ceiling and grab the kobold from his mount. And I would like all of you to roll initiative.
Oh,
Well,
awesome.
he was
a
my
scorpion.
favorite.
So now we need. Now we have a new mount, a scorpion. Cool.
17.
Hey, I guess a ride just got open. Tror jeg lige, man hopper op der.
A free spider.
17, all right.
11.
11,
16.
16,
I have 9
9,
on terror.
3.
3.
We're slow.
All right, Harmony, you are in front of the devils, so there's all of the devils and Tyrrell between you and the kobold who just got grabbed. But you're also traveling. You're traveling on the walls with these other kobolds on their spider mounts, and you notice others of these monstrosities, these mix between scorpion and spiders in the area. What do you do?
Well, how far away am I from them?
From the one behind, quite far. From the others, quite close.
Can I like make some sort of jump onto it and just start ripping it to pieces? Maybe
Yes.
try.
You would pretty much climb higher up and then jump and grab hold of it. And it looks a
Yeah.
little weird because everything looks like Harmony has reverse gravity. And she starts trying to rip one of these creatures apart. Go on, do an attack or two, or I don't know how many you have.
Well, I bite it. So, 13.
Like a scorpion, it has quite a strong exoskeleton, so you don't actually get your teeth through its outer carapace.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just have to turn it over and attack the tummy. You.
Meh.
Okay, I'm strong. I'll rip a leg off next time.
A new bed. A little kitty scorpion.
Ooh.
You only have one attack. You don't have extra attack. No, you don't.
I
have
don't
extra
know
attack.
in this situation. I don't know.
No. All right. Let's see. Grappled. Strength saving throw. Okay. So, Cobalt. That means Torko.
Mhm.
Can you please roll 3 strength saves for your kobolds? No, 2 strength saves for your kobolds.
Yay!
5 and -1.
It's a good one.
Go kobolds.
It looks like these creatures are going for the kobolds, and
Okay.
they've grabbed the messenger. They've enveloped it in filament, in web, and drawn it up to itself, and is going to try to make an escape next round. The ones in the middle of the caravan have also grabbed a kobold. Apparently, kobolds are its delicacy.
Yay! We all knew that.
And then there's one fighting Harmony. One fighting Harmony, and it has these pincers that it tries to grab Harmony with, but Harmony's too quick and avoids the attacks. Tiro,
Yes.
what do you do?
Well, there's one. Those monstrosities behind us.
Yes, that's probably the closest one to you, and then there are some in the middle of the caravan as well.
Well, guess we just have to kill that one then.
All right.
So me and 3 of the devils attack it. The other try to just be in guard and kill the other.
All right. Most of the devils, they form a perimeter to defend the rest of the caravan, while you and 3 of the Barbazu hurry to your friend's help.
Yes.
Now, the spider's up on the ceiling of the cave.
Yes.
How do you reach it?
I reach it with my Eldritch Blast, of course.
Go on. Shoot it with your Eldritch Blast to begin with.
21. No, 22.
All right. Damage.
9 points of force damage.
9 points of force damage. All right. The Barbazu have no way of reaching the monstrosities.
But even with that glaive?
It has reached 10 feet. And then they're mounted, but it's not enough. But the 3 with you are standing around you, defending you, so that you can't be attacked.
Okay, fair enough.
Then we have Garn, which is shortly AFK. So Terra,
Yes, you said there's one in the caravan and behind us.
there's one behind you, and there are several in the caravan. One of them is being attacked by Harmony. Another one has just grabbed a kobold, and the others seem to be retreating.
All right. I wanna cast. I cast Shadow Blade at Yeah, third level. And I am going to attack the nearest one.
Do you have any range or any way of reaching the ceiling?
How far is ceiling away?
5 meters. 7 meters. I don't know, something like
How much is that in feet?
that. I don't know.
I can reach it.
20 or
Yes.
25, I guess.
Not with a melee attack unless you have some way of.
It's
getting
because
up there.
I can throw the shadow blade 20 feet without disadvantage.
Yeah, sure. That's no problem.
So I throw it at the dude.
Mhm.
22 to hit.
Is this the one Harmony's attacking? Is it the one that's grabbed the kobold? Or is it one of the ones that are fleeing?
The one who attacks Harmony. Or the Harmony. I support Harmony.
Aww.
And what was the attack?
22.
That's a hit. Damage?
19 psychic.
19 psychic.
Pretty cool.
Do my blade fall down when it hits? Can I try to run and pick it up again?
Well, you are a very skilled blade singer, so as you're standing there singing and dancing, you throw up your blade.
So I just throw it and I just expect where it's gonna land. I'm just gonna catch it and throw it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Raven.
So
So
I
not awesome.
attack again. 25.
That's a hit.
And 20 psychic damage. And that's me. I got your back, Harmony!
Yes.
Okay, attack Harmony in the back. Cool.
No!
No.
The creature's being cut open, and it's the blood starts pouring out of it, but it's still alive.
No.
Garn, you bugbears are all up in front, but the caravan's being attacked. What do you do?
That's a good question because I don't know what's going on.
We're
As,
being
as you
attacked!
look behind you, you can see that on the ceiling there is these creatures that look like a mix between a scorpion and a spider. And they seem to be trying to abduct some of the kobolds.
Yeah, just the kobolds. No problem.
Is the Flamekeeper okay?
The Flamekeeper is currently okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I send 2 of the guards to help, but like, nah, you're fine, you don't need me.
Pick up a kobold and throw it at them. Here you go.
Yo,
For them.
as the chieftain, it's not your duty to do the fighting. You send your people to do the fighting. That's their job.
Yes.
So 2 of the bugbears start running back, and draw javelins to throw. Could you do 2 attacks with a +4?
Yeah. What roll is that?
A D20. D20 +4. Do that twice.
Five
That's a miss.
and 11.
That's a miss. They run into the midst of the kobolds to protect Torpo, and they start throwing their javelins up at the ceiling, but they don't really hit anything. Torpo, what do you do?
I look after the nearest creature.
It's right above you.
And you don't have to eat my friends. And I throw a ray of frost on it.
Is this the one that has grabbed one of your guards? Or is it the one that is that Harmony and Terra are fighting? Or is
No,
it...
not the one that grabbed the messenger.
No, he's
One
out
of-
in the back, but there's one that's grabbed another of your guards.
Yeah, that one.
All
So he can release my guard.
Alright, what did you hit?
22.
That's a hit. Damage?
5 cold.
5 gold.
Freeze.
And he's his something about his speed is reduced. Is that correct?
The
By 10.
By 10. Can your kobolds? Can you roll 2 strength saves for your kobolds? And next time I'll pull in the stats for the kobolds and the bugbears and the barbars and so on into Roll20, so you have that there as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
7 and 3.
All right. Can you? Can you roll an attack 1d20 plus 4?
1d20 plus 4.
Yes.
17.
All right. Roll a d4 plus 2. The remaining guard is still on the ground and takes a sling and shoots at one of the at the creature that you're also shooting at. Hits it and deals
3 points of damage.
Yeah, 3.
3 points of damage.
I called it before the dice roll.
Then there's your advisor.
Hiding in the mud.
What's the name of your advisor? Or your servant, sorry.
Mine,
Your servant, not your advisor, your servant.
yeah. I don't know. Just
I have drawn a few kobold names. We shall call him Gess. Gess.
yeah.
Yes.
Gess.
Yeah,
And Gess is a special servant.
He's a high-level sorcerer.
No, I am.
No, he's epic level. You're just wannabe.
Guess. Yes. Well, he is a sorcerer. And he has a Scorching Ray, 2nd level spell that he wants to shoot. That's 3 rays that he shoots, and he shoots all 3 rays at the one that's captured the guard, but misses all 3 attacks.
But how?
Because he's not very good at hitting.
At aiming.
Yes, correct.
Right. Then it is Harmony's turn. What does Harmony do?
Well, I will do unarmed strikes on the one that I'm fighting. Do I have 2 or just 1?
You can attack it twice, but your offhand, but you don't add your ability modifier to the damage of your offhand. So you don't add the +5 to the damage on your second attack.
Okay.
So
I don't know how to do that on Roll20, to be fair.
you just subtract.
Just,
But what was the first attack?
16.
All right, and what's the second attack?
Critical miss.
All right,
unless it was with advantage. No.
damage.
Yeah. Oh, why isn't it rolling damage? There, 8.
8 damage. You start now that the Terra has cut open a few wounds. You start ripping the wounds open,
Do stuff.
and you deal 8 damage to it.
Yes. Boom.
Okay, where are you going? Again.
The
Itchy peachy spider.
most of the creatures in the middle of the caravan flee, and so does the one in the rear that Till is shooting at. It flees with the messenger. The one in the two in the middle, the one fighting Harmony and Terra, along with the one that's been shot by Torpo, are trying to flee but have a harder time at it. The one that Torpo has shot is kind of frozen to the ceiling. It tries to flee with the second guard, but doesn't get very far. And the one fighting Harmony and Terra is dying and trying to claw its way through the Genasi. Unsuccessfully. Its highest attack was 11.
Oh.
Right. Which differs the question: what does Till do as the monstrosity flees with the Kobold Messenger?
Oh, well, either I try and I turn around and try to kill them that is still in the midst of ours. So.
The one that Harmony and Terra is fighting, or the one that's fleeing with the Kobold?
The one Harmony is fighting.
Alright, go for it.
And first I put Hex on it.
Alright.
Give it disadvantage to range. Just because it can.
What's your attack on it?
Remember, I have. I should remember. The Electbars is 2 attacks, so 22 and 25.
22 and 25, and this was on the one that Harmony and Terra was fighting.
Yes.
And you can do one attack at a time, right? Or do you have to do both attacks at the same time?
One at a time.
Alright. So the first attack hits. This creature is wounded. So do your damage.
12 points of force damage.
Yeah, that finishes it off. It had very little health now that it was cut open and Harmony was ripping it up. And then you finish it off, shoot it down, while Harmony's still hanging on the ceiling. Which means your second attack hits the one that's fleeing with the Kobold.
It gets 10 points of force damage.
10 points of damage. Alright. And Garn, you still have 2 bugbears throwing javelins at the one with the kobolds. So do 2 more attacks with +4 on both attacks.
$15, 11.
They're throwing all that they can, but they just can't seem to get through the exoskeleton of this creature, which is trying to hide on the sea. You can feel that it's a bit frozen, so yeah. Then we have Terra.
Do I think I might be able to reach the one who is getting away with the kobold?
Not with a melee attack, but with a range attack, yes.
I would like, a range attack. I was thinking like I wanted to run to it. I don't know how far it is from me.
It's on the ceiling and you're down in the muck.
Okay, I'm gonna cast the Blade Song and just run right underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna throw the sword at it.
You're doing the Jedi trick when you throw the weapon.
You just see me catching the sword again, and just my hair just out to the sides and just sings a bit of opera and just runs underneath it and throw up my sword again. Try to hit it.
What about your bandana?
It's still there, but the hair is so powerful, so it's just like rips up the bandana, just.
It's like in Japanese anime, then you got the bandana slowly floating to the ground.
I'm a Super Saiyajin now. Can I throw my sword?
Go for it.
Alright. 23.
That's a hit.
16 psychic.
Alright.
and I'm gonna try to catch it again on the way down.
Sure.
I'm gonna throw again at it.
Go for it.
17
That's a hit.
and 17 psychic.
It is still alive, but it is severely wounded.
Get this guy!
And Torpo, I don't know if you can deal enough damage to finish it off, but you can try. And so
I'm
can
gonna-
your kobold guard and your advisor. I'll roll for your advisor.
Yeah. Do we all make the same attack or?
No, you do your attack, and the kobold had, what was it, plus 2, plus 4? Plus 2.
It was those I rolled for before.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm rolling for those first. 1d20, right?
Yes.
Plus 4. 23.
Ah, he hits, and he deals 1d4 plus 2 damage.
4 plus 2. 6.
6. Ah, it's still alive. It has one more hit point. Can you hit it? Finish it off?
Yeah, Red Frost.
No.
8.
No. Can Harmony finish it off? Does she want to finish it off?
Sure. Can I?
Yeah, it's right over there. It's what is it? You can run over to it. Well, you're on the ceiling, crawling on the ceiling. You can crawl over.
I'm
to
gonna try using my vicious mockery.
it. Oh, you can do that as well.
Aww.
See what happens. 16.
Is it an attack, or does it roll a saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw.
It's a saving throw.
It succeeds its saving throw.
Damn.
Dang it.
So it ignores your mocking. Fair enough.
Which means, it escapes, it flees with the last kobold with 1 hit point remaining. And as it flees, you can hear Guess, who goes, I had more names somewhere. More kobold names. Because I had decided that it was gonna be the kobolds.
Your sound cut out.
I decided that it was going to be the kobolds. These creatures like to eat kobolds.
Oh, poor kobold.
The first time you attacked me, you attacked me again.
Yeah, I tried to assassinate you the first time, and the second time was oozes, and in episode 3
Sensing a
it's
theme here.
Yeah.
It's kill the kobold, okay?
kill the kobolds. Didn't I have kobold names? I thought I had kobold names. Maybe I wrote it down here. Yes, here we go.
So since we're near
He calls out, "No, Snippo, Mox! They got Snippo and Mox! We gotta save them!"
Then let's go.
He turns to Torpo. "Keeper, please, we must go after them. We must save Snippo and Mox."
Yes, we must.
I'm already running.
And now go.
Alright, Harmony, can you do a survival check?
I can most certainly do that. 21.
The kobolds and Harmony are crawling up and crawling after the monstrosities. But what about Tyrrell, Terra, and Garn?
Some of them are still alive, right?
We're all alive.
The monstrosities have fled. You've only killed one, which is lying dead in the muck. The others have fled and are being pursued by the kobolds and Harmony.
I'm running right beside Harmony.
They are on the ceiling, crawling on the ceiling and crawling through the tunnels on the...
So okay, all right. So we got this tunnel, and they are crawling like up.
It's
Alright.
3-dimensional. That's the advantage of playing... Well, disadvantage of playing in the other dock. You've got 3 dimensions.
All right.
Can
what
you fly?
I can make me fly.
Ooh. Ooh, I can fly too.
But then it's just gonna be me and you against the world, and that's just
Oh, you've got Torpo and the kobolds. You've got Harmony. You've got Terra. Garn is in spider form. So the question is whether or not he wants to pursue as well.
All right, I want to follow, but I just have to look up how I'm gonna do that. But I know I am, and I know I can.
Alright.
I need to find out what I can polymorph into that can fly.
All right.
A bat.
Check it out. Meanwhile, how about you, Garn?
Is it possible to run after and use web to try and catch them in?
Not while you're polymorphed.
No, shapes. Okay. Nah, the keep of the flame is safe. I don't care.
The Keeper of the Flame is chasing after the monstrosities.
Yeah.
That's his
I
own
got
fault.
run after underneath, so I'm like, I'm just gonna wait here.
All right.
Whatever.
You will defend the other bugbears and the devils. What about Tyrrell?
Okay, so it's without. How fast is it, and how far away is it?
They don't seem to be especially fast, but they're hard to get to as they are in the ceiling and they're crawling through tunnels that are going up and around, which means you need some kind of spider climb or flying.
Well, then we have no need to follow them at all.
Does your giant lizard have spider climb?
I don't know.
Spider climb. Does your giant lizard have climbing speed?
Lizard
I
climb.
thought so.
Giant lizard. I know the giant spiders have. Giant lizard. Yeah, they do have climb. Oh, the devils can follow.
Well, then we follow, of course.
Up on the mountain, the lizards have. Leaving only the bugbears.
The bugbears. No, we can't follow. My gods can't follow.
No, it's only you and your apprentice that can follow.
Yeah, we're just gonna stay here.
You suddenly feel very exposed. 7 bugbears left alone. You're part of such a big caravan. All right, Tara.
Yeah.
I can. It's very hard to find the list of monsters, but can I just say polymorph into something that can fly?
A bat. Come on.
A bat?
Or you can just turn
Giant
into
bat?
a giant lizard.
I can't really find any like all beasts kind of thing.
Giant bat?
Challenge for
Giant bat is great.
giant eagle.
All right.
I don't know the stats though, but
No, that's fine. You all pursue the creatures except the bugbears, which decide to stay back.
Leave the bugbears in the mud.
Interesting. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Your pursuit brings you into a cave. A large fungus cave, but this fungus isn't bioluminescent. Instead, the cave is lit up by, instead of fireflies, it's these fire beetles. And there's a lot of them.
Yay! Kill the beetles.
What?
Harmony, you're the first one to enter this cave.
Can I see the kobold we're trying to save?
The monstrosities are fleeing out of the cave on the other side.
Well, then we'll follow. Yarr.
Still on the walls, or do you want to start running through the fields of fungus and
Ooh, I kind of run around
fire beetles
through the field of fungus.
and fire beetles?
can I catch up to them?
Whee!
Do you want to step on the fire beetles?
Yes.
There's no achievement for that.
See if you can jump from one to the other before they explode.
Can you do a nature check, Harmony?
Yes.
With advantage.
20.
The field is a field of torch stalk. Torch stalk are these mushrooms which are about half a meter tall, and their cap is combustible.
Oh shit.
Oh crap. Yes.
Don't breathe.
Do you want to keep on running through the field of fungus?
Nope.
You just run through the fields with these fire beetles on the floor. And you go, wait, this no, and you make a run for the walls instead. You are followed by.
But it was awesome for a second.
Do I see that she don't want to move through them?
Not yet, because you're followed. After Harmony, there is Tyrrell that comes running into the cave, followed by the 12 Barbazu, all of you on giant lizards.
Can I yell, don't touch the fungus?
Sure. What does Tyrrell and the devils do? Do you want to
don't
squash
touch
the beetles?
No. Maybe later, but not now. We are pursuing more genocide.
Alright, so you got these monstrosity crawling on the walls, followed by
Yes.
water genasi, giant lizards, and other creatures also crawling on the walls. Third is Terra. Terra, how are you going to pursue them? You're pursuing them in the form of a giant bat?
I'm flying really fast, I think.
Let me kill the bats.
And I just like fly, and I just try to find Harmony. And if I see her standing there, I kind of want to see if I can carry her.
Ooh.
Because I'm actually large.
Yes. So in this cave where you've got these devils riding on giant lizards, following an elf in black armor, then you have a giant bat that comes flying in and flies over to the girl, the watery girl, and the watery girl jumps from the field of mushrooms onto the wall and then up onto the flying bat and flies through.
Oh,
That's cool.
that's fucking epic.
Yep.
We have to kill that bat, I guess.
Oh my god.
Oh,
It's like that movie Tame Your Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
except for, yeah.
Last
Almost.
but not least, we have giant spiders following as well. The kobolds, the 3 remaining kobolds, are trying to save their 2 friends, or their 2 guards. Torpo, do you want to step on the fire beetles or run through the fields of mushroom? Or...
Nope.
And then
Come on,
left
Danny.
behind, you have the bugbear standing in the muck, going.
Do you want to?
Do you want to step on the? You see like a fire beetle fall down from the ceiling into the muck.
Oh,
Nobody wants to. Aw.
All right. Through the cave, the cave becomes smaller and smaller. There's still lots of fungus and fire beetles, and the deeper you get, the more web you encounter. Until this fungus cave with fire beetles is filled with webs everywhere, and you've followed the creatures into their lair.
yeah. Let's burn the web.
I don't think that's good. Yeah,
No.
but we're gonna take it.
Let's burn the web.
I never play with matches.
I am a match.
I love the smell of burnt web in the morning.
Terra and Harmony have a higher speed than the rest of you, so you two actually reach the cave first. And you reach it just as the creatures also reach their own home.
It's our home now.
Yeah.
Harmony, you count at least 3 of these creatures plus the one that only has 1 hit point left. So 4 in total, and 2 of them have captured a kobold each. What do you do?
Can I jump down and then use my sword to like stab into the brain of one of them? Not the one with 1 hit point, but one of the other ones.
You can try.
I like see your plan, right? So I turn in the air, so you can just like
Slash.
Do an attack with advantage.
kind of bad.
23.
That's a hit. Damage?
6.
6 damage. You land on the creature and you stab it. Unfortunately, not in its head, but you do get down and stab it. And as you land on and stab it, it also you have enough. Oh no, you don't weigh anything, do you?
Not a whole lot, I think. No.
So yeah, you just land on it and stab it, nearly weightless. You
Doesn't
are
really
like
feel it.
water. Yeah, it feels her, especially with the stabbing. All right. Then it's their turn, and the four
My
of them.
turn?
No, their turn first. They have higher initiative.
Dang it!
The four of them converge on Harmony.
No! Can I like
No. Harmony, can you roll a strength check? A strength saving throw.
14.
Sure. Okay.
You take 99 points of damage.
Okay. They do have.
Are you hitting me?
I'm hitting on.
I'm just saying because instead of you rolling a lot of damage, if you say you're gonna hit me, I'm gonna do something in response to that. So
Sure. They are attacking you.
I'm using my Misty Escape to turn to mist and turn invisible and go away.
Yeah. Fine. So this bat comes flying in, following these monstrosities, and turns around. And Harmony flies from the bat and down, stabs one of the creatures. It howls in pain, and its three friends notice. One of them, two of them starts converging to attack, and the last one shoots filaments at Harmony to grab her. But as they converge and hit her with the filaments with the web, she turns into this watery mist and disappears.
And I laugh.
might be too soon. But...
Tara, what do you do?
I just see this that they're all connected, like trying to get to Harmony. So I just like a dragon, I just fly a bit up and then just dive down. And just before I hit the ground, I stop the polymorph and then I cast Steel Wind Strike to hit all of them.
They are not actually on the ground; they're on their webbing.
All right.
So you land on their webbing.
Are they within 30 feet of each other?
Three of them are, yes. Actually, I think they're... no, only three of them. The three
Alright,
converge, the last one shot from a distance.
I'm gonna try to hit the three of them.
Alright.
Can I place here?
That was a good bait.
Can I press there? No. That's roll 1d20 plus... I'm just gonna do it manually. That's 23 on one of them, 23 on the second one, and 28 on the third one.
That's all three are hits.
Okay. First one takes 25 psychics force. I'm sorry. 25 force. Second one takes 31 force, and the last one takes 40 force.
31 and 40.
So you just see me just dive down, turn into Blade Singer, just take out my blade, and just teleport in between all of them, and hits all of them.
Yeah. One of them dies, and the other two are severely wounded, and the one from a distance is still at full hit points.
I want to end my attack by ending at the one who died. I can choose which one I end my attack at.
It's the one that was that only had one hit point left, and which had grabbed a kobold. So you end your turn next to this kobold, which is enveloped in filament.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, the others arrive to the fight. The bugbears are still waiting in the muck.
Can we hear them fighting?
They are deeper in
I'm
the
singing.
caves, so you can
I'm
hear
singing.
singing that is echoing through the cavern, and you can hear Harmony laughing.
Yay!
It starts out like a sweet, innocent laugh, turns into a very scary kind of ghostly banshee laugh.
Yeah.
They're having a party. Good for them.
And I'm like singing in the rain.
Okay, create rain then. Fair enough.
Did you want to join the party, Garn?
No, I'm good.
They sound like they're doing all right. The rest of you now arrive. Well, the rest of you, the kobolds and the devils, arrive to the cave, and I would like. Harmony has highest initiative. What does Harmony do?
What I do? Well, I think I'm gonna reappear somewhere on top of one of them, ish, and try to stab it again with my sword.
Just so you know, usually turning yourself into mist, like you did, is an action. Unless you use Misty Escape, but Misty Escape is only when you are reduced to 0 hit points.
Really?
Yes. Misty Escape is pretty much if you're reduced to 0 hit points, you're not dead. You just turn into mist.
Okay, because I looked it up and then it came up with something else. I guess that's wrong then.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Here it says when you drop to 0 hit points without wear, you transform into a cloud of mist. And under shape change, if you aren't in sunlight or running water, you can use your action to pull him off into a cloud of mist.
Okay, I guess it showed me something different when I googled it then.
Oh, that's
Interesting.
possible.
Yeah, because I don't have the book, so I just
Yeah,
looked it up.
yeah, that's possible. For all of the abilities on Roll20, there's a cogwheel on the right of your ability. If you click the cogwheel, it comes up with a description of that ability.
Ah. Huh. Maybe it shows something different then. Because I did Google the 5th edition one, but
Yeah, but I may also have changed it since you're a bit of a special character.
yeah, okay, well, cool.
All right, but Harmony, you want to take on your normal form again?
Yes.
And where?
Close enough to stab someone with my sword.
One of the wounded ones or the one at full
Yes.
hit points?
Wounded.
All right, so you pretty much just disperse into a cloud of mist, and then you rematerialize the one that's most wounded, or
Yeah.
all right, do an attack.
I miss. Damn.
That is a pity.
That is very pitiful.
All right. Do a strength save, Harmony.
Okay.
The one shooting filaments is still shooting at you.
10. I was not very strong.
It's the filament grabs you, and you are pulled from where you were standing. You're pulled about 20 meters over to the one with full hit points.
Yeah.
Then there's the other one that's wounded. It makes a run for Terra, and I believe it hits Terra. What's your armor class, Terra? 21, is that correct?
Can be 26.
Yeah, but it's 21, right?
Yes.
All right. Do you want to use shield?
Do I know what?
It will help if you use shield. That's why I'm asking
Okay.
if you want to use shield.
Yeah, I will always use it if it benefits me.
All right. It comes over, and one of the claws is about to hit you, and you use magic to block one attack, and you dodge the second attack.
Okay.
Tyrrell, you arrive to the fight with your 12 Barbazu. What do you do?
Well, they are fighting 2-on-2, I guess. 1-on-1, each of them. Or something like that. There's 3 left, correct? Total.
There are 3 left, yes. 2 by Terra, and one of them has grabbed Harmony, which is 20 meters away.
And super rude.
Always go to the back first, so cut us way to the annoying web.
All right. Yeah, you can. You can.
I thought their spiders don't need the web. We don't need it at all. Just right on the way to attack the
Do you want to send in the devils first, or do you want to move in first?
devils first.
All right. So the devils will move into to free Harmony and attack that one.
Yes.
Assuming that you're following, because they are here to defend you, so they're not going to simply leave you.
I follow them. Of course I do.
All right. Can you do an attack with a +5?
23.
All right. It deals 1d10 plus 3 damage.
9.
Harmony,
10 million.
you reform and you try to stab one of them, but before you get to stab it, you're caught by this web, which pulls you through the air backwards, and while in midair, these barbazus on giant lizards come in with their glaives and cut off the filaments, so you end up flying through the cave as these devils come in, and the other 11 want to attack the one. Do one attack, +5.
Natural 20.
Alright, roll 2d10 plus 3 damage.
20.
And the other Barbazu come charging in and cut the one that grabbed you to pieces with their glaives, while still protecting Tyrrell. Tyrrell, you are 60 feet from the other 2 wounded. What do you want to do? You
Well,
have no
I
more
guess
movement.
Yep. I have my Eldritch Blast, so
Go
I
on.
start to attack one of them at least.
Go for it.
21.
That's it.
8 points of force damage.
8 points of force damage. It did not like that. Could you do a strength save, please?
Yes. Uh, 24.
24. All right. Terra.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
I see Harmony getting dragged in still.
No, she's just flying through the cave. Free fall.
Okay. What? Harmony in free fall right now?
Yeah, there was one of the creatures 60 feet away, 20 meters away, which shot a filament and used it to like pull her towards it. But halfway, the filament got cut, and it got cut to pieces. So Harmony was still midair, so she's being slingshotted through this cave of webs. But she doesn't seem too worried about it.
So there is the one enemy who left.
There are 2 left, both of them wounded and attacking you.
Both of them are attacking. Okay.
One of them is currently attacking, the other one is going to move towards you when it's its turn.
I'm casting Shadow Blade as a 3rd level, and I'm gonna attack the closest one.
Go for it.
One time 20 to hit.
That's it.
Second attack 26.
Deal damage with the first one first.
Alright.
Is that
First
quite
one
low
is 15 psychic.
Yeah, it dies.
Alright.
But you can
Can I check?
you can dance forward to the other one. So instead of letting it come to you, you go over to it.
Yeah. Definitely. Second one takes the 26 to hit and 21 psychic damage.
Yeah, you cut that one to pieces as well.
I got you.
Yay.
You're my harmony.
The reason I asked you to do a strength save, Tyrrell, is because when you cast Eldritch Blast, do you use your wand?
No.
Right. It's all of the web and the filaments. They are kind of grabbing parts of you, but you just
Fair enough.
struggling through it. For some reason, the creatures were targeting the kobolds, and the web is targeting Tyrrell.
Yeah, I hate web. No problem. So let us lit this web up in fire.
Yes. Today's session will end with you lighting a fire to the webs and leaving the caves as the caves start to explode
I love the smell of burnt spiders in
and burnt bugs.
Yeah.
All of the fiery bugs also start to splat out as the mushrooms explode as they take fire from the burning web that fall down, and everything shakes, and the bugbears, still left in the muck, stand there, and you see the spiders and the giant lizards come back, and as they come back there's a light from the cave that they come from. Suddenly you start hearing explosions and everything shake, dust falls down, you see some parts of rock down the tunnel also crumble. But you have saved Snippo and... what was his name?
We don't.
We don't know.
I don't remember the other one. Snippo and Mox. You've saved Snippo and Mox.
Okay, cool.
And continue your journey.
Cool.
Unknowingly, without knowing that there are forces in play that are targeting you. Things behind the scene. This episode is covering how a journey through the Underdark feels like. What kind of dangers you encounter during these journeys, how you solve them, and how you travel. Last time we spoke a little bit about how you navigated, how you handled food, how you handled mounts, how you handled encountering creatures, what you could encounter, and what it was generally like traveling. During this journey, you were ambushed at some point by these scorpion spider creatures, which tried to kill or capture the kobolds.
Yeah, no problem. Just kobolds.
Yes, and since Torpo isn't playing with us today, and he played along last time, I'm going to go with that these spider scorpions managed to poison him. But we'll get to that in a second.
Oh, he got
And you all chased the spiders the spider scorpions to their lair, leaving all the bugbears behind. And
They
there,
got killed.
I'll go with the idea that the bugbears continue their journey without you. They scout ahead, so they're always scouting ahead, which means that they are not part of the story, though they are part of the journey, since they are traveling with you to Daedaloth.
That sounds like a very inspirational quote, like, you're not part of the story, but you're part of the journey.
Yes. And I'm thinking that the reason you're traveling to Daedaloth is because you have this the treaty, the Syndicate Treaty, the Alliance Treaty, which allies your 5 nations together. And the various nations are signing it, and therefore you also need to bring it to Daedaloth to get the speaker there to sign it. And that's why you're traveling to Daedaloth.
Mm-hmm.
So wait to kill the others till after he has signed it.
Yes. But today's game will begin with the idea that
500 doubles. Jump.
Torpo has fallen ill.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Actually, I'm not just simply going to make him fall ill. You were traveling, and
He is diseased with a curse and poisoned.
you leave this muck area, this swampy, muddy area, where there was once a path, but the path has been flooded by this climate change which is occurring due to elemental threats from another world. And once you leave the muck, you set up a camp and you rest.
What? We need rest? Okay.
Yes.
We rest, I guess.
And I'd like Harmony to do a nature check.
Okay.
Do a good one.
Let me scroll down. 21.
21.
That's okay, I guess.
The next morning, when the company, the caravan wakes up, the bugbears have already left. They've gone to scout ahead. Harmony hasn't slept at all. She usually doesn't do that. Tara and Tyrrell, they've only meditated. The devils don't sleep either, which means it's actually only the kobolds that have been sleeping. And the mounts. But as you wake up, you find that Torpo has fallen ill.
Oh.
Now,
Oh no.
before you set up camp, Harmony, you are pretty sure that none of the fungus here were poisonous.
Okay.
Well, they were just fiery thing. Thingy, say boom boom.
Not here where you've rested. That was in the cave with where the fire beetles and the spider
correct.
scorpions lived.
The
And
smell
you
of
decided to
burnt
blow it all to pieces.
the smell of burnt fire spider.
Yeah. Burn
Always
spider
like it in the morning.
scorpion.
Interesting. Burnt
How are you going to
spider
handle Torpo's illness?
Well, we
How-
don't have a doctor, so
No, Torpo's usually the doctor, so
Do we know what is wrong with himself?
do a medicine check.
Can we help him?
I'm just asking. Yeah, for him.
Do a medicine check.
I look over to Harmony.
13?
How much? 18?
13.
Oh, 13.
You sounded so impressed for a second.
Well, 18 is quite high for someone like Harmony.
what is medicine?
Medicine?
That's kind of intimidating.
It's medicinal, okay?
You're pretty sure he hasn't been poisoned by the fungus here in the camp, but he is suffering from some kind of either some kind of poison or disease or illness. It's most likely something that he's ingested, but you can't really identify what it is.
Okay.
You could continue your journey, bringing him to Dayloth. You have some people there that could aid, an ill kobold. It's not life-threatening, because I'm not going to kill Torpo just because he's not here. But he is out of the game for today.
Well, he is so small, so maybe we just have to try things out on him. Does this work?
All right, what is it you're trying to stab him?
Stab him, not cut him. I don't know.
So Till walks over with, what do you stab him with?
A needle, I guess.
Do you have a needle?
You
sure.
sound so convincing. I stab him with a needle, I guess. I'm so glad you're not my doctor. Well, technically, I guess. Maybe
Always
that
have
would
a
be...
needle as a part of torturing people, so of course you have a needle.
So the elf in his dark armor is standing over the kobold, trying to poke him with needles to see if anything else than blood comes out of the kobold. It does not seem to help Tyrrell.
Well, that didn't help.
The other kobolds turn to Guess, who kind of takes charge and says, "We should continue the journey. I can try to tend to him." He's a kobold. "We continue journey. I tend keeper while we travel." Yes.
I want to make sure when we stop that, like, if we rest, that I cast ritual Leoman's tiny hut, so he can like stay inside the hut. If you want to, at least.
How much space is there in Leoman's tiny hut?
Not space enough for all of us.
No.
10 by 10 radius.
So only for the kobolds.
So yeah, the kobolds, Harmony, and Terra.
But I can make multiple of them, so it's not really a problem.
Is that how you set up camp from now on? You create these magical domes in the Underdark. Can you describe it?
For a start,
You just said it was magical.
for a start, I will only make one for him. That he's sick, so I kind of want to isolate him. To make sure that if he spreads to the other kobolds or us, at least when we sleep, we don't sleep next to him.
All right. What does it look like? What form does it take?
When I like make this tiny hut, I want to make it so it's instead of a tent, it's basically just a dark blanket, really huge blanket that's just covering people totally and make them look like they are the ground beneath them.
All right.
Kinda.
So like a dark black cloaking blanket.
Yeah, like Harry Potter's cloak, just as a blanket.
All right.
The invisibility cloak. Just
Is there anything else you wish to do before you continue your journey?
You're asking so many questions. You're asking so much that I feel like we should say yes and do the thing you want us to do, so we don't die.
Well, before we were attacked, one of the kobold was on a way back home, I guess.
Yes, he has rejoined the party. The caravan.
Did he return home, or did he got attacked on the way home?
No, he was returning to your caravan after having returned home and given Torpo's orders to the kobolds about starting to build an irrigation system to the fungus cave.
Okay, fair enough. So they had the fungus cave thing started.
Yes, they have started building the irrigation system.
We also have to make sure the food thing with some people don't eat so much.
Yes, the normal journey through the Underdark consists of you with an assortment of guards of different kinds, some mounts, and then you navigate without any issues. You have scouts ahead, you've got the demons in the rear, everybody else in the middle. Normal pace. Don't really get lost. You find fungus caves. There is an issue with food. Yeah. It's pretty much how a journey through the Underdark is. There's, of course, these encounters with creatures, muck, flooding, stuff like that.
We just have to be sure to have food for everyone. After all, I don't want to have anyone starving, and I don't want to lose any mounts on myself.
Well, you do have people starving, which we could see last time.
Well, now that you mention it, they are starving, so...
No, that's what we concluded
Yeah,
with
I know.
last session.
I know.
I don't want any important people to starve. My mounts and myself.
There is some a certain degree of starvation, and you continue your journey, hoping to reach your destination before anyone dies, before Topo succumbs to his illness or any of the mounts die to starvation. even Tara's looking forward to an actual meal.
We just have to make sure to find something on the way. Or we need to find some kind of city. Is there any cities on the way on this long trip? I don't care if it's Dwarven City, Gnome City.
There's no city on the way as such, and you have difficulty in finding food. Yeah, we concluded all this last time. It's only the bugbears that are able to actually hunt for food. The devils don't need food, and Harmony takes care of
But
herself.
then we need to make sure that the bugbears hunt for food.
Yeah, but they
That
only
is
cover
not
their
fun.
own.
But that has to change now. Either they're part of the alliance or they're not.
Yeah, they don't. They still only cover their own needs.
Oh my god.
So interesting journey. But on the bright side,
And just
2 days later, in the evening, you arrive to yet another area of the Underdark which has been flooded. But as you arrive to this place, you meet.
now we have water.
Water is not an issue, but food is a little bit more difficult to come by. But luckily,
Just slaves and kobolds. Bugbears.
so you want to revert to cannibalizing your allies.
No.
No.
Harmony, during the journey, you again from time to time you see these different woodland critters with different colored ribbons, the same colors and the same kind of ribbons that you have in your hair, and you don't really catch any of them, but they don't seem to be an omen of anything as dramatic as last session. But as I said, 2 days later in the evening, you arrive to this flooded area, and here you meet a group of dwarves who are resting, who have set up camp by the road, by this muck. The dwarves have a number of spider mounts, giant spider mounts, and pack spiders.
Peg spiders with lots of rations for us. Yes, cool.
Oh, they have lots of rations. That's what I was looking up. They do have some rations, which is the good news.
Lots of food for them.
Yes, here we go. 6 dwarves with 3 lizard mounts and 3 steeders, giant spiders that carry goods, and they're carrying food, water, and ore. A lot of different types of ore. Now your bugbears were scouting ahead, so one of the bugbears return on his giant. No, they're on foot. One of the bugbears return and report that they've scouted these traders, giving you the possibility of preparing your encounter with these dwarves. So what's the plan here?
Well, I guess we need to trade with the dwarf. Or we should slay the dwarves.
Let's just start to talk with them.
Yeah, let's go for the not so bloody route here.
So I want to approach one of them who looks more fancy than the other one. The best dressed dwarf.
So we have
I
a
wanna-
stress word in case of we need to just to attack them. Probably not bring the devils into them, because that will probably scare them just a little bit.
You also look quite intimidating, Tyrrell.
And
But I don't, so I just want to skip and jump and twirl over to them and give them a nice courtesy thing and be like,
just need to send in the people.
"Hi, I'm Harmony. It's so nice to meet you."
All right, so Tyrrell, you stay back with the devils while Harmony and her friend Tara they go talk to the dwarves.
Yes, and then the distress word is Durga.
Yes. They are Durgars.
Cool. So if you yell Durga, we come in and kill them all.
Deep dwarves. Which you can relate to much better than mountain dwarves. Just FYI.
Correct, but still, damn, greyskins.
Greyskins, yes. So you have Harmony and you have Terra in their dresses, skipping in, some of them. And
Oh my god. Why did we bring a child?
I wanna greet them in Dwarvish and say like we come in peace and we are interested in some of their food because our journey has been quite far and we need some for the last part of the journey.
Alright.
We need your food or your
Like how do they look when they see us?
and your life.
Do they?
Do
Like,
you,
I don't want to stay. I don't want to stay. I want to be like 30 feet away when I say that, if I can.
Sure, you can advance 30 feet from a distance, and as you come closer, they've lit a fire to cook some of their food, and some of them look over and they're clearly weary, and one of them gets up, sees that you stop 10 meters away, so therefore he does not approach. They don't really act out more because you give them some distance, and you present yourself. You say,
Yeah, I like. I don't bow or anything, but I greet them and say like my name is Terra, and we came. Me and my friend Harmony, we are here to greet you, and we just want to trade with you if you are interested in some of the goods we have.
and Harmony, you also greet them in Dwarvish.
Yeah.
Can you both make a persuasion check, please?
Persuasion?
Would it help if I took out a ruby?
32.
No, just roll the persuasion. It's not that kind of
32.
persuasion.
Holy shit, Nina. I did poorly.
Perception or persuasion?
What did you roll, Tara?
5.
You rolled perception, but yeah.
Yeah, but I had the same numbers.
Oh, yeah. So
Alright, so Tara advances, and they look a little at you, Tara. They can see that you're high elf in the Underdark. You have weapon and armor. Even though you look like a beautiful woman, they know to be weary of elves. I mean, they are dwarves.
Yeah.
They know to be very cautious. But you are interrupted by Harmony, who comes skipping past you in her beautiful dress. This, what do you look like, a 17-year-old, if I remember
yeah,
correctly?
something like that.
And greeting them in Dwarvish as if it's their native tongue. And they're a little more surprised by this young Genasi, and greet her back. They do appreciate that you're keeping your distance, Tara. So they won't draw arms.
Won't kill you yet.
But the one that stood up puts out a hand to greet you, Harmony.
I will shake it.
Anything, dice.
I shake it off.
Whoa. Is that's this, and this. Better write this down. Well, she's just gonna ask me later, and then I'm gonna have to.
Are you grumpy before we even make you grumpy? Because it sounds like you're grumpy.
Oh no.
No. Mm.
He greets you, says, "Greetings, Harmony. I am Drithval."
Greetings.
Is that your guardian?
Tara?
Yes.
No, I guard myself.
Aren't you a little young to guard yourself?
And you're a little short to guard yourself.
Now, with a 34 in persuasion, you say it in a more diplomatic manner.
Yes. My character's more diplomatic than me, okay?
Like you're the biggest of the small.
Yes, congratulations.
You have a nice beard for a small guy.
You compliment him in a manner about
Yeah.
his size, which he takes to heart, and says, "But you're unarmed and have no armor, walking around in a dress. You don't really look like someone who can take care of herself."
But women are never really unarmed, are they?
He's confused by that last comment. And
So
continues
segue into we want to trade with them. Now he's confused, right? So he's more likely
Hey.
to say yes to my deal because he's confused already.
So all your food for one cover.
Trade. Sure. What brings you to these parts?
Well,
As far as you guys know, all of you, you are still within your own realm. You are within what's it called? There's an area which is ruled by a mix of the tieflings and the kobolds and the devils. You're still within that area, but you're on the border of it.
well, I tell him that we need supplies like food, rations for some of my travel companions. And if they want to
Companions, you
make
have
a-
more companions.
Can't he see all the other people?
No, it's only you and Tara that have come up to that camp. The others are
Oh yeah,
staying
okay.
back.
But yeah, okay, fine. I tell him that we're more people, we're traveling together, and we need food, rations. And if they're willing to make trading.
So they've sent the sweet little girl to come and trade with the big scary dwarves. I can appreciate that you're trying not to scare us off. We do have some provisions that we can spare.
So let's make a deal.
What do you have to trade with?
Money? Gems?
A nice smile.
Gems?
Look at my nice sharp teeth. No,
What kind of
don't.
gems are you offering?
I don't know. I have like lots of different gems. I can't. How can I open that on the Roll20? I don't know. I know I have some black pearls, at least, worth like a lot.
If I recall correctly, yes, the black pearls are worth a lot.
I think it says 50, but I can't open it on Roll20, so I can see what it actually says here. So. Oh, way more than that. 500 it says.
Yeah, black pearl worth 500 and several rubies worth thousands.
Yeah, but I think I used to have something else. Anyway, we also have like lots of money.
You have a small pearl worth 90 gold. So I don't
Yeah.
know if you want to part with the small pearl or with the black pearl.
The small one is fine.
You offer him you take forth a small pearl, and he looks at it. He starts investigating. He goes, "Oh, yes. Not the perfect pearl, but it is clearly a very a worthy gemstone."
Well, it takes one to know one. Ha ha ha. Wink wink. Make him in a good mood.
We can spare 100 rations for that pearl.
That is a good deal.
Do an
I
insight
have no
check.
idea if it is.
Yeah, do an insight check.
No, it doesn't matter. Harmony doesn't care. Like it's just stuff.
Okay, do an insight check anyway. I want to know if Harmony knows whether or not it's a good deal. Even though
21.
21. All right. All right. You give him the pearl, and he hands over 100 rations. What's 100 rations? You have 12. You've got 24 mounts, and 2 people that need food. So that's 26 rations per day. So that's enough food for 3 to 4 days. That's not so bad, is it? Alright. Well, he takes the pearl. Some of the other dwarves are starting to pack up the rations. Is there anything else you would like to do before you leave the dwarves?
I look at Tara. Do we need anything more?
I
Maybe
mean,
they know about the sickness guy.
no.
I don't think so.
But
But-
maybe they know of any dangers that might come in our way on the path.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, well, now you don't know this Terra, but Tyrrell and Harmony, you've traveled here a lot, and Tyrrell, you kind of live in this area. So this part of the Underdark does belong to the Tieflings, the Devils, and the Kobolds. It is you are out in the wilderness, out in the edge of it, near the Dark Lake. So yeah, beasts are common here and there. Dwarves are common, both mountain dwarves and Durgars. They do tend to travel through here. So there are dangers. There's also natural dangers, and this is also the reason why we're playing this now, because in the future we're going to be skipping all of these journeys whenever you travel, and you'll be able to think back to this episode when you're thinking about how journeys and travels happen. Asking them about dangers. They mentioned that there are, well, there's the climate changes, earthquakes, floods, fires, things like that, and
Spider scorpions.
they mention that there are a lot of devils in the area that you should be wary of. Apparently, they also tell a tale of how their mighty capital of Krakelstug fell to the might of the devils, and that one day they shall reclaim it.
Okay then.
Right.
They mention that tieflings have, with the devils, tieflings have also become a more common sight, and that the dwarves are being pushed farther and farther south, farther away from the Dark Lake.
Okay. Well, I think we're done.
At that moment, from the muck, you see that the muck kind of takes the form, like rises up, and the dwarves are looking at it. What's going on? And as this muck is taking the form of a larger and larger wave, which is moving super slow, it suddenly just smashes forward and smashes down towards the dwarves, injuring a number of them. And I would like all of you to roll initiative.
What is a muck?
It's like
Mud.
It's like muck from Pokemon.
Yes.
it's like a mixture of shale and mud.
Right.
It's the flooded area of the Underdark, creating
25.
this swamp-like area. 25.
Yeah.
Wow. We are so far through one.
What did you roll, Tyrell?
So far I rolled for the devils 10 and the giant lizards 2, and then myself.
And Tara, what did you roll?
I rolled 5.
What did you roll for yourself, Tara?
5.
Oy, wow.
Okay, so the elves are apparently very slow.
We're just like observing, what is going on here?
Yeah. There's no need to act drastically. Take it nice and slow.
We got it with diplomacy. We tried diplomacy this time.
Hmm?
Shh.
We don't know what's happening. We're not there.
No, but I'd like you to roll initiative anyway. What
We haven't
about
heard the distress word yet. So
which
nothing
was
to react on.
Durgar, correct?
Yes, Durga.
Durgar. Let's see. We have in order. We have Harmony. We have the Durgar. We have the Muck. Followed by the
Devil.
not really because they're mounted, so they can't really act before they're mounts.
Mount. So we are last
Yes. So
there.
devils.
How big is the mug?
The wave that has taken form is. That's a good question. The wave that has taken form, I would say about 3 meters tall. It's a large creature.
Okay.
And Harmony, you get to act first.
Yes. Well, okay. Since we just got clean, like our dresses have been like so dirty since we got here, I think the most sensible thing for Harmony to do, not me, but for my character, would probably be to take off her dress and put it on the ground and then go attack. So like, it doesn't get all
Dirty again.
Yeah.
So how naked are you?
Completely.
Yeah, I don't think she wears much else. I don't know. But I
Alright.
don't want to get all muddy everywhere. It's just annoying, and I have a white dress. It's like so annoying.
Alright. Sure.
So like
Can I like just minor illusion some clothes? Just,
we can do.
I just want to make the sensory thing, like on TV.
I have my own minor illusion. I could do that.
Blur it out.
Yeah, like the.
Since it's so little clothes, I'll allow you to, with part of your move action, to simply just pull off your dress and throw it to the ground while you run forward towards this muck that's attacking the dwarves, so that you still have your action and your bonus action.
And the rest of the dwarves just looks at you, just
Oh, that dwarves.
And
prefer
I want to
dwarves.
attack it with
Yes,
my.
no, yes,
sword.
no, they're not interested.
Yeah, exactly. What are you
I
attacking
attack it
with?
with my
Your
sword.
sword? Alright.
17.
Alright, you stab into the muck. Deal damage.
7.
And it's a magical sword, if I remember correctly. Or is
Yeah,
it
I think so.
Doesn't say it, but I guess.
I don't know. I don't.
If it doesn't say specifically, then...
No, I don't think it is.
Doesn't say +1 in the chat, so I can say.
Alright. So not a magical sword. How much damage did you deal?
7.
7. The muck is taking half damage from your weapon.
Do you know why? It's because it's not magical.
Probably.
Okay.
Because it's a normal piercing weapon.
Okay, that's cool.
Um,
And can I use my unarmed strike as well, or?
Sure. With your bonus action.
23.
Alright. And damage?
8.
8. And again, it only takes half damage. That's a natural slashing weapon. You claw at it. So you stab into the muck and you claw at it, and you do deal damage, but it's more susceptible to other kinds of attack.
Yeah. It's just that's what I
Yeah, sure.
had my arm with me, so.
The dwarves flee. Ah! Some of them start to grab the lizards. Some of the others are grabbing the steeders. Some of them are starting to pack their things on. While the leader that you were talking to, Drithwall, he goes, "Flee! Escape! The muck is attacking! It's the end of the world!"
So they run past us. Yay! Slay dwarfs, man!
Not exactly, because they're still packing up their mounts. The muck is okay. Now you've, of course. Another question for you, Harmony. Do you call out the safe word to call for reinforcements?
Sure.
Which, do you remember what it was?
No, I didn't know we had a safe word to.
Durgar.
So Terra is calling out Durgar in her turn. Oh.
Good. Yeah.
And all the dwarves. What?
Now, nope, that's wrong.
Can we make it kumquat instead? That's much better.
No, Durga is fun. Especially when you're counting
You
souls.
can do that for
Kumquat,
the
that's
for
one
the
of the
next
weirdest words
encounter.
ever.
I think yelling out kumquat now won't be of
Yeah,
much
yeah,
use.
fine.
Okay, so it's all the high-level characters that are playing today.
Ready?
Yeah, we'll call you a high level, even though you're only level
Thank you very
5.
much.
You're welcome. I want to see what it can do. Can it do that? Yeah, I can. The muck, you notice how many there are now? 2 of them. First one who you had just attacked, who was attacking the dwarves, turns towards you and start slashing out at you, while it looks like a second wave comes in as well and attacks you as well. By the end of these few seconds where they form around you, the muck has created 4 kind of mud tendrils that are bashing at you.
Okay.
Let's see how that works first.
Is that a creature? The tentacles?
Sounds creepy.
It's the muck. Let me put it that way. Let me just think. You've got armor class 15. So it needs to... It makes... Each of them makes an attack. 3 of them hits you. And you take... a lot of dice. I need dice. More dice. Here we go. You take 37 damage.
Okay.
37 damage, which brings you down to 62.
2, yes.
That's gonna hurt
Oh.
a little.
I should not click that. Or that. There we go. And I haven't opened this. And it's opening. Oh, you look at that. It's perfect. Oh. Ah, perfect. Alright, so you're down to 62 hit points. And it is Terra's turn. And Terra, you call out Durgar, and I'd like you to roll an Arcana check.
16?
You can identify these creatures as some kind of elemental creature. Large elemental creature. The tendrils are their attacks, and you deem that there are 2 elemental creatures in the muck.
I tell that. Hey, there are 2 guys! Ignore the tentacles! And then
What
I cast the Blade Song,
Hmm?
and I use Blink.
Blade Song and Blink.
Yes, and that's... I stay a little bit back from them. I wanna...
You are about 20 meters away from them. You were 10 meters from the camp, and the camp was a small distance from the muck.
I just don't want to get closer, so I'm just staying there.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not blinked.
Till you are standing behind with the devils, and suddenly you hear Terra in the distance call out, Durgar!
Okay. I guess we get on our
I
mount.
guess you were already on the mounts.
Yeah, but I guess we wake up our mount, actually react, and then we ride closer, and make sure we this is a cave. Try to log in any escape. After all, we not sure who the enemies is. Is it
true.
Jaws?
What speed are your mounts?
Mounts. They have a speed of 30 feet. So they are normal.
Yeah, that means you are spending the whole turn riding towards the camp, and instead of riding into combat, you seal off the exits to begin with.
Yes.
Which requires you to divide your forces up into three groups of 4 devils each, to seal off the exits.
Yes.
All right. And you also on a mount?
Yes.
And Harmony,
Yes.
how much do you regenerate?
Way too much.
I don't know.
10 or something like that.
Yeah, let me see. 20 hit points, yeah.
Okay.
20 hit points.
Twice as much as I thought.
All right, so you are at 82.
Yes. Greed.
That's like a third of my total health.
What do you do, Harmony?
I think I'm gonna try a vicious mockery on it just to see if that works better. I guess not, but I can try.
It has to make a save, is that correct?
Yeah, a wisdom save.
Let us mock the beast.
It completely fails. You start mocking it.
I do 2 damage.
Hey!
Harmony has, but it also does something more,
Yeah, let me see.
if I recall correctly.
Just one of the next attack roll, right?
Oh. You're clicking on my character sheet as well.
I'm finding vicious mockery for you.
Yeah, I was looking.
Disadvantage, like he's
Disadvantage, yeah.
and 2 damage. Alright. Well, Harmony starts. She's striking out at this creature, at the mock, and sees that her attacks are not that effective. So she takes a stance back and instead starts using the power of words. And you can hear her words echo through the cave as it is infused with magic that is clearly harming the elementals. That's your action?
Yeah.
And it's got disadvantage. The Durgars are packing up, and now they're mounting up so that they can next round escape from the caves. Which means they'll run into the devils, which Terra and Harmony, you're not aware of, have blocked off the exits yet.
Yeah.
The mark is still focused on you, Harmony, since you're the only hostile force. So that's 4 attacks. One of them hits. Another one of them hits. I wonder, can it do this instead? No. 3 of them hits. All 4 attacks hit you, Harmony.
Yay.
You take 57 points of damage. So you're down to 25.
Yes.
They are quite overwhelming. Can I do it like this? Yes, I can. Was it 25? It's because I was looking in the wrong place. All right. We have the music I will fix in here because I decided that. Sure, that works. So yes, you are being overwhelmed by the muck. Tara, what do you do? Harmony's good with words, but and she can take a beating, but in combat she's not as resilient.
I definitely see that, and I just yell in my opera voice and summon my shadow sword as 5th level, and I just go ham on that muck that just attacked her.
Alright. Do you have 60 feet move?
No, but I have 40 and I can throw it 20.
Alright. Go for it.
2 attacks.
Your second attack requires you to use your bonus action to recall your weapon, is that correct?
That is correct.
Alright. So yeah, you run forward, you throw your sword at it, and then you summon it back and throw it again.
25 on the first one.
That's a hit.
And second one. 26.
That's a hit.
Oh, that's too much
What
damage.
the-
1 second.
33 d8.
Cool. 33 d8. That's a nice spell.
I want to learn Shadow Blade.
Yeah.
So 22 and 15 psychic.
22 and 15. Well, the psychic damage is clearly going through, as you could see from Harmony's attacks. Oh, it had disadvantage. Forgot the disadvantage, Harmony. Which means you
so you
take
cheated.
a little bit, but I'll add that to your regeneration.
Okay, fine.
I just stand there.
Yeah, you are about
That's
5
weird.
meters
You stand there to super
away
much
from it
damage.
while running forward.
Awesome.
Yeah, but he can't roll a 30 something on persuasion. Need characters for every situation.
Yeah.
Alright. Devils. Tyrrell, the devils have blocked off the exits. What's the plan?
Well, the first plan is to rally the dwarves so don't they flee from combat. Morons.
So you want to move into the cave
Yes.
with all the devils as well?
Well, I guess we let 2. So we take 6. Half of us move in. Half of the devils move in. Half stay back to make sure, as I said, no one flees this battle.
Alright. So you spend your round. Well, you're in this cave where there's where the road kind of goes out into this muck, and from 2 of the side caves and the main road, you suddenly see these giant lizards with Barbazu devils on them come riding in from all directions, and they surround the dwarves, who have just mounted up on their steeds and their giant lizards, and suddenly they're surrounded by devils. And Tyrrell, the elf in his black armor, comes riding in on his as well from the main road. And what are you going for, Tyrrell? You also going to rout the dwarves?
I'm going to, yes, to try to make sure they stay to defend, so it's kind of more intimidation than persuasion, because I'm not good at persuasion.
Well, do an intimidation.
Do an intimidation. $25.
Got these devils that surround the dwarves, and then this black elven knight coming riding in on his giant lizard, He looks at the dwarves and he looks at the muck where his friends are fighting and tells the dwarves, attack! And they just know that if they don't, they'll be cut down by the devils.
Yep.
Harmony, what do you do? First of all, you regenerate so that you are at 59 hit points. Let's start there first.
59, thank you. I think I will try my Dissonant Whispers.
Sure.
Cool. Sure.
How does the Dissonant Whisper work? Is it also a saving throw?
Hold on. For some reason it's not working when I click it. There we go. Yes, a DC 12.
It fails.
Okay, 10 damage.
And it has to flee.
It has to flee, yeah.
And since it's next to you and you have a sword drawn, you may use your reaction to make an attack opportunity against it with your sword if you want.
Yeah, I've critically failed.
Alright.
I just stab myself. I don't know.
You keep
I don't want to hit you.
You keep on calling out words of power to the elementals. The elemental is weakening, and now half of the muck seems to be trying to flee. You see your opportunity to try and strike out, and you try and strike out, but you just, in the air, and drop your sword and quickly pick it up again. Nobody saw that.
Nobody saw you miss it.
Totally on purpose.
Of course,
Hello.
of course. The Durgar. Well, 25 on intimidation, Terrell. That's quite intimidating.
I know.
And they don't really want to die.
I am an intimidating guy.
Can you see invisibility?
Me? No.
Right. Let's start with a morale check for them to see if they are going to chance it or if they are going to fight.
Not sure if the Babasu can. I guess not.
The Barbazu don't care.
Can't see the invisible either.
Oh, that I don't know.
No, just sharp vision.
Yeah, but the dwarves, of course, don't know any of this. Morale.
That's correct.
Flee. Make a wisdom saving throw. DC 10.
Make a wisdom saving throw DC 10.
Well, they do have a leader, Drithwall. I have already rolled for him, and he's failed his check against you. So he just calls out in Dwarvish to the other Durgars. You heard him! Do what he says or they'll cut us down! And you see the other Durgars, they turn towards the muck. And they dismount. Yeah, they're not that far away. They dismount. And you see that they draw their war picks, and as they start charging towards the second muck that it's attacking Harmony, that's not been wounded and hasn't fled, you see that they grow in size until they are all about 3 meters tall, about as large as the muck itself, and they just do anything they can. They even wade out into the muck itself to attack it.
That's the way.
Yeah, that's... Thanks for confusing me.
Always
You're
a pleasure.
welcome.
You're welcome. Alright, 4 of them are able to surround the other elemental. And the 4 dwarves start bashing at the elemental with their war picks, dealing a lot of damage, I guess. I should not have done that. Oh well. They do deal a lot of damage to the elemental, but again, their weapons aren't magical, so they are striking it with a lot of force, but still only doing half damage. The muck itself sees that it's being surrounded. It retracts its tentacles. The wave goes down into the mud with a big splash, and suddenly creates a large whirlpool next to you, Harmony. Trying to grab some of these creatures, some of these giant dwarves, who now have to do a strength save, which they do with advantage. 2 of them, and the 2 succeed their strength saves. And it seems that this whirlpool kind of tries to move away from the dwarves and enables the elemental to move a little further away, pushing these giant dwarves out of its way.
Okay.
Yeah. The other elemental, which fled, turns around, becomes a large wave that comes crashing towards you, Harmony, clearly pissed that you dissonant whispered it.
There's a theme here.
You mocked it, so it's mad at you.
It crashes into you with immense force, dealing 16 points of damage. Okay, so that was not as effective as I had thought.
16?
16, so you're down to 43 hit points.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, 43 hit points. Just updating this. Tara, what do you do? Why are you muted, Tara? I haven't muted you. I can hear you.
I forgot I had put to talk. But the one who's attacking Harmony, there's one there, right?
Yeah, one that's fighting against the dwarves that are surrounding it, and one that's attacked Harmony. That's the one that you've also been attacking.
Yeah. I wanna go close to it and attack it twice.
Sure. You come up on Harmony's left side. What's your movement?
40 right now.
Do you want to move out in the muck and surround it?
No, I wanna try to like get his attention and draw some damage from Harmony, maybe.
All right.
Stabby stab next to Harmony.
Maybe that?
13 is not good.
Nope, not enough.
20 is better.
Yes.
29 psychic.
29 psychic damage. It seems severely wounded. It seems like it's bleeding mud.
Alright.
And it seems very angry at
Right.
both of you.
I just look at it and just say, like in Elvish, I'm mad too.
What do the devils do?
Well, now we have kind of done us purpose, so we have the dwarf to fight for us at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So the devils are just making sure that the dwarves don't back on anyway. And me personally, I'm standing behind and just using my lovely Eldritch Blast as a warlock to attack them.
The one that the dwarves are attacking, or the one that Terra and Harmony is engaged with?
One on each.
One on each. All right, go for it.
16
That's a hit.
for 5 points of force damage.
That's 5 damage.
And 15
That's a hit.
for 8 points of force damage.
8 points of damage. All right. They're both wounded. The one that you're fighting is severely wounded. The devils are keeping the dwarves in the fight. And what do you do, Harmony?
Well, I'm gonna try to use. Oh wait, let me double check it because that might do something weird. I had a plan, but I think maybe not. Let me see. No, I don't want to do that. Can I use my what's it called? Shape shifting? My shape changer. Doesn't say that I can't use it in combat. I think.
Oh, you can use it. It just takes an action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to do that so I can just fly away.
What do you want to polymorph into?
A bat.
A bat.
Kill the bat!
Harmony is an water genasi. This little water girl suddenly turns into a bat and starts.
What? A druid? My god. I thought the bugbear was a druid.
I just don't want to taking so much damage over here. It's annoying.
You've switched places with Terra. Terra have come in, drawn some of the attention, which enables you to turn into a bat and start flying away, and you generate 20 hit points, so you're at 63.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna come in and kill them soon.
I'll be back
This
later.
bat is flying around the cave now, away from the elementals.
Oh no, it's a bat cave.
The Durgars continue their fight with their leader Drithwall pushing them. Attack! Strike it there! Step out of the whirlpool! And they manage to score 3 hits.
Hey!
No, they managed to score 2 hits,
Hey!
dealing 12 points of damage to the elemental. Alright, then the one that was attacking Harmony now only has Terra as its target.
Dang.
Terra, you see these large tentacles of mud, of elemental energy that
Don't
start
wanna see
striking out at you.
Don't
You
wanna
close
see
your
them.
eyes, you
I don't close my eyes, but
you dance around.
I'm here. I'm over here.
How's your blinking?
Flanking.
Blinking.
Blink.
It's not going good.
Oh.
Oh,
One of the attack hits. What's the highest armor class you can get with shield?
626.
That's just enough. By one armor class.
I wanna use shield.
You dance under one of the
Oh.
attacks, and then the other one's about to hit you, and you
Oh.
block it with a magical deflection.
dance, girl, dance.
So one has a lot of armor class and magic that can protect it against attacks. 27 armor class. That's a lot. Oh, sorry, 26 armor class. That's a lot. And the other one has a lot of hit points and can regenerate every round. Very tanky.
I'm doing the robot.
Well, continue your robot dance, Terra. It's your turn.
I slap at it, or I hit it with my sword again.
All right.
Twice.
Drop my sword and give it a slap.
27,
Bad boy.
That's a hit.
30 psychic damage.
Yeah, you destroy it. You block it with your shield, you do a twirl, you cut it, and it just splatters out into mud that splatters onto you and the
Ow.
dwarves.
I just like and then I just look for the second one.
Yep. You have advantage
And,
since it's flanked.
I always have advantage when I use Shadow Blade and it's dark.
That is a good point. It's a good spell to have in this campaign.
Yeah, it's very good.
Double advantage.
So I run over to it if I can reach it.
Yeah,
It's
you can.
40.
It's only a few meters from you.
Alright, I want to attack it.
Your shoes get dirty.
No! 19?
That's a hit.
I'm just like,
You try to dance over it, but you land in the muck. And,
18 psychic.
18 psychic. And your anger fuels your psychic attack.
Yeah.
It is now below. It's about half hit points.
Alright. It's the worst blink I've ever had.
The devils are still pushing the dwarves. Tyrrell,
Yes.
one of the elementals is down, leaving only the other one. What do you do?
I guess you just have to Eldritch Blast the bastard.
Go for it.
I hit for 6 points of force,
And the second one?
5 points more force damage.
Alright. It is taking a lot of hits, a lot of strikes, and now Terra is also cutting it to pieces. And Harmony, you're flying around like a bat. What do you want to do?
I kind of want to land like somewhere good.
Sure.
Fly in and take the kill.
By the devils, then you're surrounded with the dwarves between you and the elemental, and the devils to protect you.
Oh, but I also want to be able to stab something.
With your
And
sword?
Please, not the devils.
Yeah. No, I just meant like not, in the middle of it. I don't want to land on top of it or something. I want to land somewhere good.
Come
where I
on,
can stab.
land on top of it. Not backstab, but top stab it.
If you want to do a melee attack against it, you'll have to land in the muck.
Yeah, but can I flank it or something?
Yeah, that you can. You can flank
Yeah,
it.
I just meant we don't have a battlefield, so you have more. You can't say specifically I want to land on the left side or the right
No, no.
side, Yeah,
I want to land on the
somewhere good, okay.
You land, you reappear next to Terra, also in the muck. Your feet have become muddy.
23
That's a hit.
and 6 damage.
So that's 3 damage.
Yeah. Can I still use my unarmed as well?
Yes.
Or 28
That's a hit.
and 7, which is, I guess, 3 as well.
3 as well. Alright. So that's 6 damage in total.
I helped a little.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm a little confused. I'm confused by the dwarves. They strike out to attack again. And again, 2 of them manage to hit.
Yes.
And the enlarge lasts for 10 rounds. That's nice. They deal, let's see, 5 and 6, so 11 damage to it.
Awesome. So we put up the kill for Terra.
The wheelpool, because this secondary muck isn't a wave with tentacles, like I said, like I described before, it had turned into like a wheelpool of mud. And you're striking at this wheelpool, which now turns around and starts moving towards you two, Harmony and Terra. Which means I would like Harmony and Terra to both roll a strength saving throw.
9.
And
12.
Alright, well,
Damn,
Harmony,
you're
of course, you get your 20 hit points from regeneration. But you are both caught in this whirlpool of mud. And you are brought into the mud, under the mud. You're grappled. You take damage. You can't breathe. Some of you don't need to breathe. You're restrained, and
Oh no, a water genocide underwater. Oh, what?
Harmony takes 16 points of damage,
Okay.
which means you're down to 67 hit points. And
Yes.
Terra takes 12 points of damage. So you're down to 49 hit points. Oh. 49 hit points. Yes. And then it is Terra's turn. Terra, you are, like I said, you can't breathe, and you are restrained and grappled.
Can I speak? Just one
Oh,
thing?
No.
Do I have the breath for one thing?
You can bubble up, but you can't.
So I can't-
You can't make words or use verbal components.
Yeah, okay. I can use verbal components. Can I attack it?
If you're restrained, that's a good question.
A restrained
I
creature
think
has
so.
0 speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. The creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
so yes, you can attack, but
Yeah.
with disadvantage.
Yeah, you
But,
can attack with
it's
disadvantage.
It's a normal attack with Shadow
Yeah.
Blade.
Yep.
I'm gonna do that. 2 attacks.
Go for it.
Once. Crit.
Critical hit.
Okay.
So that's 25 plus 18 psychic.
And you destroy it.
I'm just like,
Yay.
don't mess with my dress, bitch!
You're in the mud, and you just, in your rage, you blow it to pieces.
Oh no!
And Terra's standing there, covered in mud, next to Harmony, covered in mud.
I keep on stabbing it.
So yeah, you survive
Of course.
the elemental attacks.
Easy peasy.
And you just look at us, we're just covered in mud.
Oh, not at all.
The dwarves turn towards the devils. The leader, Dristwall, looks at you, Till, says, "We've done as you asked. Now let us go."
Well, okay, you did a good job. So, run along for now.
The dwarves become small again, sheath their weapons, and quickly mount up on their mounts and flee the area. Leaving a nice camp for you to rest at for the night, where you can use Leomund's tiny hut for Torpo, who's actually getting worse. It's not so good.
Well, can we just appreciate that my dress is not dirty at all?
Yes, it is, because about 6, 7 giant lizards riding through the area.
No.
I have an interesting idea.
Not seeing a white dress on the ground. So maybe hit it. I'm not sure.
Would it be possible for me to polymorph him into some creature that might be immune to disease?
Ooh.
That's an interesting.
I don't know. What creature is that?
A rock.
A rock creature. Well, I would just try before we go to rest to polymorph him into a snail very briefly. I ask him for permission beforehand.
He can't reply.
All right, I want to try polymorphing into a snail. And suddenly, after he's polymorphed into the snail, I want to revert him back to see if it helped.
A snail?
An immune snail. I don't know. I don't think that you can't see very many beasts online, I guess. So that was my best bet.
A beast with immunity. Not sure any beast have immunity to diseases. And it has to be a beast?
Yeah.
Really?
Do a medicine check.
Anyone or me?
You.
Oh. Oh.
19.
You polymorph him into a snail, and then you polymorph him back, and you check up on him, and it does not seem that whatever he's ailing, it disappears from being polymorphed into a snail.
All right. I can't do much more. What did the first party ever where we don't have a druid or a cleric?
You do have a
Well,
cleric.
we have a cleric, he's ill, and we have a druid, he's tracking.
Yeah, you actually have both a cleric and a druid. It's the
So
two
why-
players not here today.
Why can't we cure him then?
Because that's the two that are not here.
Ah.
Worst case, we fight him.
Alright, but we just went
We can
go
always
to,
kill him, then he's not diseased
we just
anymore.
make a camp and relax,
Yes.
eat a ration.
Oh yeah, we have lots of rest.
The reason why I'm kind of reluctant is because you discover, or you keep an eye on him during the night and the next morning. Yes, you have lots of food now, which you are all enjoying, and you're feeding the mounts as well, because some of the food you've traded for is also feed for giant spiders and giant lizards. So it was a very good trade you made, and you do have food for the rest of the journey. But the reason why I'm hesitating is because, Terra, you as you keep an eye on Torpo to see if he gets better, it occurs to you that this is not some kind of poisoned food poisoning or some kind of disease he's contracted.
It's a curse.
No, it's not magical in nature, but
No, but you said it occurs to you.
it occurs. No, it kind of dawns on you that it seems like someone has poisoned him.
Alright.
Seems a bit rude.
Okay.
Didn't just have to turn him into a spider scorpion thingy.
What
Ja,
do you hvad kalder man arbejdsgiver på engelsk? Your employer? Apparently it's his employer that has poisoned him since he's not playing today. No.
Oh!
But why?
But yeah, it dawns on you that someone has specifically poisoned him.
Hey, I don't use poison that much.
So,
Which
would I
is
believe
which
that
means
it
this
was
is the
this-
second time somebody's trying to kill him.
Well,
So I
that's
was
no problem at all.
And when you think about it, you know, the spider scorpions were only targeting kobolds.
Yeah. So, it's a giant scorpion thingy, spider scorpion thingy. So if it's one of them, then he's probably immune to their own poison.
And in episode 1, it was the air elemental specifically targeted Torpo.
What
And
is
then it was the
Torpo?
water elemental.
Torpo is the
What is-
kobold. He's a kobold.
Okay.
He's the keeper of the flame, the leader of the kobold tribe of Temperchild.
Alright.
He's
Who's
the leader of the
playing him again?
minions.
Kevin.
So you are poisoned, Kevin.
Kevin's not playing today.
Oh
No,
yeah.
no, but
Okay. Okay.
No, I'm not poisoned.
He's the sorcerer, right?
No, he's a
He's a sorcerer, yes.
He's a divine soul sorcerer.
Sorry for backtracking, but I'm trying to memorize it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just look at him and just say, "Can you cure yourself?"
He's unresponsive. He's like semi-unconscious and has been so for days.
Okay. I'm sorry, but I can't help you.
He's
My
away from
my
keyboard
magic
again.
doesn't go that far.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not that kind of spellcaster.
I've literally written all the spells I can get from like cantrips to ninth, and I would not be able to help him before I get wish. So.
And
I'm
yes,
so
last session he did cast a lot of sacred flames.
Yeah.
Oh, scared flame.
Scared flames.
I'm not sure what that is, but
Well, your journey continues. And he is getting worse and worse, meaning that you kind of need to get to Daedaloth as quickly as possible.
Could I make a like knowledge check? Is it because you use like divine magic, like radiant style?
Do a religion check.
awesome.
Okay, that's a natural one.
That's
Alright.
So you
So
have
there
absolutely no idea.
your answer is 1.
My answer is like, huh? Religion? What? Nah.
That's something that belongs in heaven or hell, I'm not sure. It's not from this world. We are all doomed to survive.
So do we get our long rest ish?
Yes, you get your long
Right.
rest.
Whee! That what? Did you need a long rest? Oh, yes.
At some point, I guess.
Could possibly simply
Kill the cobalt.
kill him. No, I'll just do it like that. Alright. Yeah. So he's been poisoned on purpose.
Probably.
But you will continue your journey?
Yeah. I'm not master.
I'm not sure what we can do. Like, it
Apparently
seems
not
like
that
you're
much.
fishing for us to do the right thing,
Oh,
but
no.
I don't know what.
I'm
we
not
can
fi-
do.
I'm not fishing for anything. Just want to make sure that I'm
Always
not
fishing.
just skipping ahead. He's been poisoned. Okay, 2 days pass. Oh wait.
Dead.
Your journey continues. You're pushing forward to reach Daedaloth before the poison kind of finishes him off. It is
Yeah.
a slow-acting poison, but it is quite effective. And
I hope they have a healer in Daedalus.
I mean, we could
Yes,
turn him
they do.
into a vampire, but I guess that's not.
What? And where do we find a vampire?
I don't know where, like in the Underdark, there's vampires everywhere, I'm sure.
No. I don't know any vampires around here, do you?
Anyways,
a few days later, your journey takes you through a cave, a beautiful cave. It's large and it lights up from these crystals in different colors. There are shades of blue and yellow and red and green, and these crystals light up a forest of large fungus.
Oh, more fungus to burn?
No, these are not explosive. What was the name of the explosive fungus?
I don't know.
Sure. Your character knows.
Yeah, fire boom or something, I don't know.
Fire boom.
No, it wasn't that, but it was something. Doomsroom or something, I don't know.
Fungi of the Underdark.
Whatever.
It
Do
is
I
called
know-
Torchstalk.
Yes.
Okay,
But
and
no,
they
it's not
say boom
Torchstalk.
boom.
Yeah, but it's not Torchstalk.
Okay,
No,
so
do you know
they
these?
don't say boom boom.
These are... What shall we call them?
Does they cure poison?
Yeah, I was thinking the same. By any chance, DM, Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Or are they poisonous?
They're not poisonous, but they're not edible either.
Mm.
Which is why I don't really have a name for them.
Okay.
But within this
But they
forest
are
of
pretty.
fungus, you find a strange sight. A grove filled with bones.
What kind of bones?
A pile of different creatures. Pile of bones of
Yeah, we're
different
talking like
creatures.
mice and
Monsters?
They are both humanoids and monsters and beasts.
okay.
I look to the group and I just say that I might be able to find out how long they've been here if you give
Oh,
me
yeah.
10 minutes.
Good plan.
How long the bones have been here?
If you are interested, if not,
Yeah.
we don't care.
So we
No,
see
I mean-
when the first died.
So is that up for a vote or should I just try?
Just do
Let's
it.
try.
Takes like 10 minutes, right?
Alright, I will try
Just
to
do
use
it.
his historic vision as a ritual.
Alright. Unfortunately, you don't get to finish your ritual.
Oh man.
As you,
The bones are
well,
standing up.
the devil start to set up a camp
Damn.
because,
devil.
of course, Tyrrell isn't going to do it himself.
Of course
He's got
not.
servants for that.
Yes.
And Tara, you start your ritual, but the boneyard that you find yourself in is suddenly disturbed by these large creatures.
Large creatures.
Yes. And they are. It's strange. Two of them. They are. Oh, how do I explain these? They look like giant crustaceans. They have 4 legs. They've got 2 large pincers, which are about the same size as their bodies. They have the crustaceous body itself and the head of what looks like a shrimp. But their entire body seems to be made out of fungus and plants.
That is fascinating.
Even though they have an
They are
exoskeleton.
whistling harmony. No problem. We just talk the way out of it.
And they come in to disturb, and I would like you all to roll initiative.
Can we
Not
talk?
again.
No, these creatures don't have any language and simply just attack.
How many are they?
There are 2 of them.
They don't have any language at all.
And I can't say hello in Sylvan. Just try
Sure. You say hello in Sylvan, they attack.
Oh,
that. God damn it!
9.
Go. Remember to go to school, kids. Get a language.
But they
Knowledge
don't
is
have
key.
they don't have any language at all, or
Animals don't have language either.
And once again, we are sleeping.
And the spider, what's it called? The spider scorpions didn't have any language either. That's not what I was looking for.
but I'm sure Timo can communicate. So
That's true. But that's not,
Okay.
that's
Oh,
not the
Timo is
story.
here. Yeah, cool.
Harmony, what's your initiative?
15.
Tara, what's your initiative?
22.
22. And our good friend Tyrrell?
8.
And I'll put you the devils on the same initiative as you.
Oh, they are 7, so they are for me anyway. So we are the fast one. That.
So, Tara, you see these creatures start to enter. You look at them and you say hello in Sylvan, and then they charge you.
Alright. Can I do something?
You can use a reaction.
Okay, so they prefer before me.
Yes. No, they attack, but you didn't attack in your round, so.
Okay.
You said hello and wait for their reaction.
Okay.
So it's only if you have a reaction that you can use.
Can't really use forest stuff.
I use shield. No, again.
What's your normal armor class? 21.
If I couldn't do anything, then no.
What's your armor class?
17. If I
17?
could not cast anything.
Do you want to use your reaction to use a shield?
Could I use my bonus action to Blade Song before?
No.
What do they do?
They attack you. That's why I'm asking if you want to use shield or not.
Do they like weapons or fire?
With their big pincers.
Okay.
Wanna be my friend?
Do you think it would
Yeah,
help?
just send my mouth and yeah, you will be a good friend.
Shield will protect you against the attack that hits you.
I will use it.
They come charging into the bone field with bones splitting in all directions, surprising you, Terra. And they try to grab you, but you quickly roll away from them and use your magic to deflect them. Get on your feet, because you are doing your ritual thing. And they are clearly hostile. You're not sure why. And Harmony, what do you do?
Well, they're just very fascinating, but also, I don't want to die. So maybe we can just stab them a little bit with my sword and see what happens.
Sure.
28.
That's a hit.
7 damage.
These take full damage from your sword.
Okay.
Do you want to claw at it?
Yes, I also want to kick it as an unarmed strike. It just seems a little less aggressive to kick it with a 27.
27. Yeah. Damage?
13.
13. How do you do so much damage with your offhand? It's not 13, it's 8. You don't add your bonus when it's an offhand.
Oh, no, sorry, yeah.
8 damage.
They have a lot of mushroom stuff on them.
Yeah, they seem to be... these creatures would count as plants.
That is fascinating.
But they have the shape of a creature. They have the shape of a... do a nature check.
Okay. 11.
It's not a lot of information. They have the shape of a large monster of some kind, but the way they look like, they count as plants.
Okay.
Which also explains why they don't have a language, because a living tree can't speak either. Some sylvan creatures that look like plants are able, but these don't seem to understand Terra's Sylvan.
Okay.
Okay, so next thing that happens, this is going to be interesting. Okay. All right. Tyrrell, what do you do?
I thingy and try to slap it with a mace.
I shouldn't want a higher intelligence. I thingy.
All right, go on. Strike it with your mace.
My mace of green flame.
Run towards Terra through the bones and over to the strange plant crustacean
natural
creature.
20 is a good thing, right?
Oh, yes it is. Deal damage?
Yeah, so I decide to smite it actually.
Smote it.
So that is 40 points of damage extra for one spell slot.
Alright.
Then 2d8 plus 3.
And is this on the wounded one? The one
I don't know.
Is it the one that Harmony is attacking, or is it the other one?
The other one.
The other one, alright.
And then 8 plus 15, 18, so 58 in total.
58 damage. And
how large is it?
It's a large creature.
Then it's not prone.
And roll a d20.
16.
And it has to make a Constitution save. It succeeds. So you run up and with your mace, which suddenly goes like, "Oh yes, time for pain!" You hit down and break the back of the creature, which just falls to its ground, squealing in pain, while your mace yells out, "Yes, pain and horror! Destroy these invaders!"
Okay, you're yelling quite loud because I can hear you outside of my headset and you're like far away.
And I could yell louder.
I'm just saying.
Tara, what do you do?
I take no hesitation. I blade song and then I pull him off myself into a giant ape.
Okay, I did not see that at all.
A very girlish ape. Giant.
Ooh,
What's that?
And just,
time to say, play Spank the Monkey.
and I just look at it and just say, "Fight me, bro."
Oh, that's the other one. I'm just this one.
The one that you just hit, Tyrell, turns to try and grab you with its pincers, but it's lying down, and it's severely wounded, and it just pinces out in the air. The other one who was attacking Tara, Tara and Harmony do switcheroo again, and now there's only Harmony and no Tara. Well, there's a big ass ape, but there's no Tara. So it turns towards Harmony that's stabbed it. Well, it can actually do 2 attacks.
Ooh.
So it with one pincer it attacks Harmony, with the other pincer it attacks the big ape. And it misses the ape, but it hits Harmony.
Oi.
Harmony is grappled in the pincer and takes 9 points of damage.
Okay.
So you are at 90.
Yes.
1 second, BB.
Awesome.
Let's see if this here. What do you do, Harmony?
What I do, I
bite
It-
the bastard.
okay, sure, I bite it. See what happens.
Taste of plant.
At 29.
Ooh.
All right.
I mean, I don't want to like turn it into a vampire thing, but
But 21 plus 16, so 37 points of damage.
That was not the exactly what I was worried about. It was. I
Maybe
cannot
you
find it.
haven't grappled it. It has grappled you.
yeah. You said bite it, so I just went for it.
Yeah.
I bite
here we
the
go.
arm that it's grappling me with, and then I grappled it right back, so we're like in this sort of aggressive embrace.
When you bite it, its maximum hit points is reduced by the necrotic damage that you cause.
Ooh, awesome.
And you regain hit points equal to the amount that you bite.
Yeah.
And that's any target. Interesting.
Yeah.
So
It's
you
crazy.
you
You do it on-
succeed. It grappled you, and then you bite its pincer. You bite through the outer crust and into the plant material, and start sucking this moist fungus-tasting creature. You do like mushrooms,
Yeah, Harmony's enjoying it. Me, not so much.
and you deal how much damage?
I think 16 plus 21.
37. 37 in total.
Yeah.
Did you crit?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
I did. That's what I said. Like, it's restraining me, and I'm restraining it back, and we're in this aggressive, abrasive thing, and then
All right, roll a d20. And sucking out, it's first of all you regenerate, and sucking out, it's
4.
juices.
It's a
You
plant love.
you regain 57 hit points, so you're at maximum again.
And I don't want to turn it into a.
Whatever.
What vampire plant?
It looks like a creature that's been turned into a plant, which is now going to be turned into an undead.
Awesome. What that plant creature?
Um. You bite so hard into its whatever it has as a nervous system that you cause permanent damage to its pincer, meaning that it lets go of its grapple to you with that pincer and now has disadvantage using that pincer.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's some hardcore crits on these creatures. um. Um, I mean, there's some stuff happening behind the scenes here. I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
I feel like it should be a quest, so when we defeat this, then,
Right.
we rescue the NPC, but then it turns out to not be an NPC, but a party member. Kinda quests.
Tyrell, what do you do?
So this is actually plant creatures.
Yes.
Something. So guess I just have to use my wand and spend some charges.
So you've just smashed its back with the one that's calling out for pain and suffering, and then now you charge the wand and onto the creature that's lying on the ground.
No,
and your wand is just
the first attack was with my pack weapon, so that's the Mace of Green Flame.
ah.
Else I can't smite it. I have to
All
use my
right.
pack
So
weapon.
now you have two. You've got your mace and you got your mace.
Yes, I got my mace and my mace.
Yeah.
So I use my other mace to cast Blight
All right.
on the creature. So it's a DC 18 with disadvantage.
It fails. Roll the one.
So it takes 64 points of damage.
64 points of damage.
Yeah, maximum damage.
As you point the one just screams in glee, yes, suck its soul out, I want it. And you can just see the creature that shrivels, and whatever energy has turned this creature into a plant is absorbed into your wand. I grow stronger.
And together we become the world champion.
Tara, what do you do?
I smashed the thing 2 times.
Go for it.
12?
No.
Do I have advantage from flanking?
No. But you can if you
Can I
want
move?
advantage on your second attack.
Yeah, I just try to hit it, but fuck, my fist hurts. And then I will go around and try to punch it again.
All right.
In a weakest spot.
Yeah.
Oh, 21 on advantage.
Yeah.
I didn't press it. And I deal 17 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Something.
It's down to about a quarter
That's
of
a
its
me.
hit points.
Done.
Harmony?
Wait,
Oh no, it's turn first, and it's still doing the same thing. It makes one attack against Terra. What's your armor class, Terra?
16.
And
Okay.
one with its pincer that you've bit, that it's clearly severely wounded. It simply just bashes you away, Harmony. Dealing
Oh!
10 points of damage. And then it's your turn, and you regenerate the 10 points of damage to full hit points. And what do you do?
Is it me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so when it tries to push me away, I do some sort of cool acrobatics trick, so I just land back on the ground. And then I hit it with my sword.
Alright.
11?
No. You run forward, but it has an exoskeleton, which is quite tough.
Okay, fine.
Alright. Tyrrell, can you do a athletics or an acrobatics check? You can choose which one is you prefer.
Yes, sure. 22 athletics.
Alright. Something invisible grabs onto your wand. And the wand also screams, "Ah! Something's got me! Something's touching me! I can't see! What's touching me? Stop touching me! Cause it pain! Much pain!"
Some invisible creature tried to steal my wand.
Yes.
You burn!
And it's your turn. What do you do?
I try to attack the invisible creature.
This might actually be the creature that has poisoned Torpo. Go on, strike it.
I strike it. Guess with disadvantage I can't see it.
That is true.
Well, then it just has to be an 18 on the hit and it's a die plus 7, so 25.
And damage?
10 points of damage. Sorry.
10 points of damage.
Yes. 8d8 plus 3 plus 1 for magic weapon.
It is enough. It is enough. You pull away from whatever creature has grabbed hold of your wand, and you strike it down, and you see. Dum dum dum.
What do I see?
Where do I have the names? You see Mox.
Mox.
One of the kobolds lying dead on the ground.
What?
Tara, what do you do?
Do we have any enemies left?
Yes, there's one at quarter hit points with a very wounded
I want to try
princess.
to go on. I want to try to go and flank him.
Go on.
Can I attack him with advantage?
Yeah.
Right.
You're flanking him with
attacks.
harmony. 2 attacks.
28 and a crit.
Alright.
Just not a good day for them.
No.
So that's 24 and 28 and 24.
Alright, and roll a d20.
I like it.
Roll a
Hit
d20.
it like you mean it.
9.
9. You cut it in 2. You cut it once, and it falls over on its side, and then you cut it in 2. It's only its exoskeleton that's still holding it on, and then you just bash through it, and it's dead.
Okay, am I standing on the other side of this one?
Yes.
Okay, so I just stand there and look at Tara like, thumbs up. What?
I just hit a hole in it. What?
What
I
does
should
that
do
mean?
this more.
You are monkey.
I like this form.
I guess I
It,
try to medicine on the kobold.
Oh, it's dead. It's dead. You did twice its maximum hit points and damage.
Moron!
But yeah, guess he comes over and goes, "Mox, what? Was that all this Mox is doing?"
Yeah, sorry we can't ask him, he is dead. I don't know if you can speak with the dead.
Guess looks over at Terra. You were going to find out what happened to these bones. Can you find out? Can you speak with Mox's corpse?
I can try. No, I can't speak. I don't know.
Don't we have a cleric among us? Come on!
Maybe we should bring his body with us to Daloth. Maybe there's someone there who can help.
Yeah, let us do that.
Let's do that.
Let us put it down in one of the backup holes we don't have, and then bring it along.
Let's rest up and be ready for the next day.
You continue your journey, and 2 days later you cross into a realm without noticing that much, but you cross into a realm where everything is monochromatic. There are no colors here. Well, you notice it. No, you don't, because dark vision is also black and white. It's also monochromatic. So it goes from monochromatic to monochromatic. No color.
So it changed a little bit in the darkness. Fair enough.
But you arrive into the Shadowfell and eventually reach the surface, emerge into the land of the dead, Daloth, where there's never any sun that shines. A land filled with different genasi and undead. And you travel to Halalia, the capital, where Harmony introduces you all to the speaker, the leader of this theocracy. It's a nation ruled by the lordship of Daloth, but nobody can speak with the lordship because just hearing their voice would kill you. And only the speaker can talk to them. Only the speaker can see them without dying. And so it is the speaker that tells about tells the will of the lordship of Daloth. Your meeting doesn't go very well, however. The government of Daloth is very skeptic about the syndicate and is unwilling to sign the treaty. They need more convincing. They seem to... They have some bad experience with this kind of alliance, and when reading the treaty itself, they're also quite appalled by some of the articles.
What?
And it seems that in the future, Harmony, you will have quite a lot of work to do if you want to keep on having a relationship between Daloth and the Syndicate.